Alrighty. Looks like we are live. I can hear myself.
Hello. Okay. Alright then. Alright, we are good, everybody. Welcome back to more Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair. I am Mr. Grinchman, once again along with ACP. In the last stream, we took on a good amount of stuff. We took on the rest of Daily Life and Deadly Life. As you recall from 2 streams ago, we were trapped in a funhouse. And being forced to essentially stay there until we either starve to death or a murder occurs. Most of us were kind of approaching the end of our ropes, and then we heard a mysterious crash one morning, and by the time we went to Monokuma Tai Chi, which is what Monokuma insisted that we had to do every morning, we found out Nekomaru, who had since this chapter been a robot, is killed now. He is dead. Yep. We also, in a very interesting twist, we switched from Hajime to Nagito because for a while we couldn't even get to the other house because the elevator was broken. So we took on that, and while playing as Nagito, we took on the final dead room. And we actually beat it this time, without a guide. So, and for our reward was we got to go to this octagon place where there was a bunch of weapons, and apparently also finding the secret of the funhouse, which Nagito didn't actually want to tell us by the time we reassumed control of Hajime. And he also found out, by winning on the final dead room on the highest difficulty after only taking one bullet out of a gun in Russian roulette, he found out some more stuff about the Future Foundation, some more stuff about the killing school life, and apparently there's some relations, some similarities to the killings there and the killings that we're going through. And perhaps most importantly, what he found was he found out what Hajime actually is. He found out that Hajime is actually a student from the reserve course who does not have any ultimate talent like everyone else does. And he also, Nagito, also became very seemingly pissed at everybody all of a sudden. Yeah, he got very, almost very arrogant and very, almost angry with people after he got out of the final dead room. And we're not sure why that is.
Yeah, his typical, I don't know what you call, Nagito self. His, I don't know what you call it, pretend modesty.
Yeah.
Like that thing where he's always talking about how beneath himself or beneath
everyone else he is
compared to the Ultimates. He seems to have dropped that idea after learning some kind of facts about the rest of the students.
He's got like a disdain for us now.
So we shall figure out why he has changed his mind.
Yeah.
And
also, who killed
figure
Nekomaru?
out who killed our mechie friend.
Yep. Well, pretty much all we'll be taking on is Trial 4 and the post-trial stuff tonight.
But it should still probably take us about 3.5 to 4 hours.
Yep. So you'll get some good content tonight. Should be refresher. I do not remember a lot of the intricacies of this trial.
Yeah, I remember some just paying attention to the bullets, but yeah. As far as like specific dialogue, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember much too. I remember like a very few specific dialogues and how some of the stuff fits together, and it'll probably come back to me as we play.
Yeah.
But this one and 3 are the 2 I'm the fuzziest on.
Yeah.
When we get to 5, I will be pretty much on the ball every time with 5. Yeah. So, which is good because I don't know how much you are on refreshed on 5.
I am not.
5 is one of my favorite chapters in the game, so it probably is my favorite chapter in the game.
I was trying to even remember what happened in 5 the other day while we were streaming. It's pretty hazy, but...
Alright, well, let's get underway! Don't forget to see if you can buy any more skills if you want. You should be able to... You should have some points if you wanted to get something.
Yeah.
That's your... If you have 12 points, so you can go buy some. I think you've equipped everything you have.
Yeah.
If you have 12 points, you can... If you have 12 skill slots, you go to handbook.
Yeah. So yeah,
you have 12?
I did have a good weekend. My family came to visit, and we ate some good food. and got my apartment kind of updated with some furniture. Yeah, it's good.
Hello, Sumi.
Watch some college football.
Hello. It's always nice when you have repeat viewers. Hello, Sumi. Yeah, my weekend was pretty good too. I just got to chill out, just watched a bunch of college football. It was a good weekend. Thanks for asking. Hope you had a good weekend too. Okay. Okay, so you can pretty much only buy one thing now, unless you want to get the upshift or downshift, which pretty much all you can get. Okay. Let's
I thought I had more of those, but I guess not.
Yeah, those are based on your level ups.
Yeah. That's it. Okay.
Yeah. If you want to see Nagito, you better tune in for the Chapter 5 streams.
Yeah.
If you're interested in him. Oh, should
I?
Oh, dang it, I couldn't read the bottom dialogue. I want to read the dialogue.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just have to wait for it to scroll over, so... Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I hate that it... Okay, there we go. Okay, it's already at the end. Oh yeah, we don't know what the ultimate weapon is either, so...
Yeah, or at least they haven't discovered it.
Yeah.
Since we play the game, we do know what it is. But...
Yeah. Okay. An intense survival game awaited at the Funhouse. Right when everyone had their backs to the wall, Nakamaru was killed. The barrier to the final dead room has been broken. And the ultimate weapon rises from its deep sleep. Okay, that was actually much shorter than the other one.
Yeah.
All right, let's get underway.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will present your... If you vote I'm sure you guys are starving by now, but let's get revved up and raring to go.
Good thing you stopped that.
Whoever survives will be treated to a fancy lunch. Guess what? Rabbit curry is on the menu.
Is that... The only rabbit on the island is Bonami.
Yeah, there's no Bugs Bunny.
I'm not the main ingredient, right? I'm here today because Coach Nekomaru risked his life to protect me. I'm going to be the one who avenges him. I'll definitely find out who the killer is.
I doubt that.
I'm definitely not tempted by curry. Got it?
I think that was a diversion crafted by Monokuma.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say one thing before that. Well, Akane's curry comment distracted me, so I forget what. I'll remember it later.
Akane, you seem to have an impressive amount of drool flowing from your mouth.
Hey, why don't we try going over the incident?
Oh, I was just gonna say, you'll be able to rest your voice after voicing Nagito for like 3 hours straight.
Yeah, like last stream, out of all the dialogue, I was voicing around 80% of the dialogue.
Yeah, because we talked to Fuyuhiko a lot yesterday, and you of course read all of Hajime's stuff, and then we switched to Nagito, which is harder to voice.
And with of course, also the occasional Sonya as well.
Yeah, you did a lot of talking yesterday.
Yeah. And I mean, you didn't have to do much. You just had Kazuichi and
it was like Kazuichi and Chiaki.
Oh yeah, and Chiaki, yeah. And Monokuma.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got except after the very first part of the stream yesterday at the Monokuma archive, you didn't have to do too much Monokuma.
Oh yeah.
We did that yesterday too. It had a lot of nonsensical ramblings from Monokuma.
Yeah. And that weird Monokuma Theater. That guy talks about his curvy daughter.
Oh yeah.
We weren't able to leave Strawberry House.
It's one of the weirdest
so I want to make sure we get a detailed
series.
understanding.
Yeah. That's like a rest of my voice today.
I discovered Nekomaru's body a little before 7 a.m. I headed over to Grape Tower from Monokuma Taichi and found the body there. Hajime and Chiaki were also with me.
Hajime was with Miss Sonia and Chiaki that early in the morning? Don't tell me you three were together since last night!
Imbecile! I am not some woman with flexible legs.
Thank you, Sonia.
Of course you're not. You're much classier than that.
With legs like those, I could probably do the splits real easy.
I think she could already do that.
I think she's thinking of literal flexible legs.
Yeah. I figured Akane would already be able to do the splits. I mean, she's the ultimate gymnast.
Yeah, well, she probably can do them, but the more muscular you are, the more difficult it is.
Yeah, I guess so.
We just happened to run into each other on the first floor of Grape House and went to the tower together.
And then, the three of us discovered Nekomaru's body.
The body discovery announcement was made soon after. Akane heard that and rushed over.
We heard the body discovery announcement too, from Strawberry House, obviously. As I recall, we found out the elevator was out of order, which left us stuck.
So we decided to go to the tower for the time being and headed for Strawberry Hall. But someone even broke Strawberry Hall's door button. We couldn't go anywhere because of that.
Thinking we should at least find some method to communicate, we set our sights on the lounge telephone.
Forget these boring intros. Let's talk about the killer. Anyway, it's definitely someone from Strawberry House.
What do you mean, definitely?
There's no way a chick would kill someone so cruelly. So it must be one of you Strawberry House dudes. One of you better hurry up and confess, or I'll break all of you in half!
You're the cruelest one here!
Now, enough with the lovers' quarrel. We need to think about this seriously. We don't have the luxury of discussing irrelevant things. The incident this time has many questions.
The incident notwithstanding, I also have many questions.
Then let's start with something even Miss Sonia can understand. The weapon.
Yeah, right away. That's... We're seeing a lot of that very pompous...
The weapon is obvious,
yeah.
right?
He used that pose a lot.
He's feeling very self-confident right now.
Yeah, he used that a lot last time.
What the heck, you guys? The weapon! You can totally tell just by looking.
You can tell what the weapon is just by looking? It wouldn't be much of a mystery if that were true. The only thing at the crime scene that looked like a weapon was probably... Yeah. Slow down here. There we go. We got a lot of bullets.
Yeah.
And this is one of the hardest ones, like in terms of the amount of stuff on hard, so...
I guess we should figure out the weapon first.
The weapon was right there at the scene of the crime!
That pillar, huh?
No, the hammer! The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him!
If it was unexpected, I suppose that is possible.
That's right! It was a surprise beating! The weapon is decided!
Oh, sorry, I wasn't...
I guess we should figure out the weapon first.
Okay, so... I know what it's going with. It either wants me to do the wire or the pillar itself is the weapon.
I need to see it again. I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's the only two I have. Yeah,
The weapon was right there at the scene of the crime!
That pillar, huh?
No, the hammer! The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him!
If
I think I know what it is, actually. I think I do know what it is.
one on the floor. This one's tricky.
I think I actually know what it is.
I feel like it could be like a couple different ways, but I don't remember exactly how this one works. They either want me to point out that the hammer, well, obviously the hammer wasn't the real weapon. So do they want me to talk, like, say it's the wire or the pillar?
That's right. It was a surprise beating. The weapon is decided.
I guess we should figure out the weapon first.
I'll just do the pillar first.
The weapon was right there at the scene of the crime.
That pillar, huh?
No, the hammer. The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him.
That's not it. Yeah, I actually know what it is.
Damn it!
I guess we should figure out the weapon first.
The weapon was right there at the scene of the crime.
That pillar, huh?
No, the hammer. The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him.
Not it either.
Damn it!
I guess we should figure out the weapon first.
The weapon was right there at the scene of the crime.
That pillar, huh?
Oh.
No, the hammer. The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him.
Yeah, there you go. I was wondering when you were gonna get that.
Yeah.
I think I knew that one right away.
No, I can't accept that that hammer was the murder weapon.
Why not? Why can't you accept it?
A lot of oil was flowing from Nekomaru's body, just like human blood, right? If the hammer was used to beat Nekomaru, you'd expect some oil to be on it at least.
But that hammer was clean. So that's why you can't accept that it's the murder weapon.
Well, yeah, but the killer might have wiped off the oil later.
Why?
Well, obviously, to make the hammer look like it's not the murder weapon.
The perfect crime.
Then why bother cleaning the oil? If they didn't want it to look suspicious, they would have discarded the hammer.
You're pretty insightful, baby gangsta.
Baby gangsta? Me?
Just so y'all know, I was trying to test you guys. I thought, maybe you guys mistook the hammer for the weapon or something.
It seems that was a waste of time.
Then what was the real weapon used to murder Nekomaru?
That's the problem. There wasn't anything else at the crime scene that looked like a potential weapon.
Then, how about we look at it from a different angle? If it doesn't have oil on it, it's not the weapon. So whatever has oil on it must be the weapon, right?
The actual weapon has oil on it, but if it's something at the crime scene that had oil on it.
I see!
There's some weird slowdown going on. I
The
think
only
it's the
thing with
stream.
oil on it is that broken pillar.
It should be the same computer and settings I always use.
Yeah, no, it's just kind of weird that there's like, yeah, because it's just like in that debate, like there was like the audio was going at the right speed, but like the visuals were a little slow at a few parts. It might just be the stream, not you.
Yeah, mine looks like it's fine. Perfect connection to you.
I think now it's fine, but
Yeah.
okay.
Then that pillar is the weapon! Coach Nekomaru got clobbered with that pillar!
Nobody could withstand a blow from that pillar. Even if you used 100% of your muscle strength, it would be impossible to wield it as a weapon.
Why?
We tried to move it, right?
It's no use. It's barely budging.
Didn't I tell you?
Yeah, that pillar was pretty freaking heavy. But there's one dude who could have lifted that pillar.
Huh? Who are you talking about?
Coach Nekomaru's robot body. With that dude's super strength, lifting a pillar would be real easy.
So, he lifted the pillar, and then what? Did he use it to beat himself?
That's a funny visual.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Nekomaru killed himself?
And then he tied himself up after he died.
Yeah, how did he do that?
Yeah.
Kana, you're so useless.
Don't be stupid! He ain't the type to commit suicide!
Then even if Nekomaru could have lifted that pillar, it has nothing to do with the case at all.
She was so stuck on the fact that you could lift it, she didn't think to think of why you would.
Well, I guess you're right.
What the heck?
But it does bother me a little. The word suicide. By the way, the fourth member of the Killing School Life was the fourth murder of the Killing School Life was apparently ruled as suicide. Huh? No, that shouldn't matter. There's no way Nekomaru would commit suicide.
But that's a problem. If it's not the pillar, then there's no other weapon we can think of.
There may be a way to use the pillar as a weapon without lifting it.
Huh? For reals?
Yes, for reals.
I see. So my gut was right after all. Alright, it's up to you, Sonia. Prove that pillar was the murder weapon.
Understood. Then I shall give it my all. Sonia, here I go!
It's kind of funny. Sonia, here I go.
That sounds like a Sailor Moon transformation or something.
Probably. Or some kind of anime.
Yeah.
There's no need to lift that pillar.
If the pillar was not lifted, beating him with it is beyond a dream.
What about tipping the pillar over? They aimed right for his head and bullseye.
Even I could probably tip it over.
Considering the pillar's weight, it probably exerted a ton of force.
Sonia, you go, girl! I'm getting hella excited!
Killer murder Nekomaru by tipping over the pillar, is that true?
There's no need to lift that pillar.
If the pillar was not lifted, beating him with it is beyond a dream.
What about tipping the pillar over?
Oh, that's not the one I meant to use.
Okay.
Damn it!
Which one did you mean to use?
There's no need to lift that pillar.
This one.
Oh.
If the pillar was not lifted, beating him with it is beyond a dream.
What about tipping the pillar over?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you were right.
No, that's wrong!
I just saw the word pillar and shot it without reading the full thing.
Yeah.
If Nekomaru was crushed by the pillar, then there should have been fragments on top of his body.
Huh? Fragments?
The pillar fragments were scattered beneath Nekomaru's body, but there weren't any on top of his body. If the pillar had been tipped over and crushed him, the fragments should have been on top of his body instead.
Well, the whole pillar would have been on top of him.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah.
I briefly considered that too. But it's probably not what happened.
I see. That was entirely my bad.
If they didn't tip it over, then how did the killer murder Nekomaru with that pillar?
How much longer are you gonna focus on the pillar? Just let it go already!
There's no way I can let it go. I'm positive that Nekomaru was killed by that pillar.
Why are you so certain about that?
I just have a feeling.
A feeling, huh? That's just your instincts.
But we can't say for sure that that instinct is wrong, can we? There's another way to use that pillar to kill. You guys just haven't noticed it.
Is that true?
Yeah, they went to the armory, put grenades on the bottom of the pillar, made it explode, launched it up in the air right on top of Nekomaru.
That would be funny.
Brushed off all the rubble to make it look like it didn't crush him.
That would be pretty funny.
That'd be the most convoluted way to murder someone with a pillar.
Yeah.
But they did not consider that. They did not consider that the murderer purposely cleaned the rubble off Nekomaru to make it look like it didn't crush him.
No, you're right.
It would have been smart to take some of the rubble and put it on him.
You're right. I didn't notice that. You're right.
Yeah. Gotta think.
Then I shall ask you, what way is that?
You guys, same as usual. You're unable to clear a path to the future with your own powers, so you just stand there and falter. What a waste of talent. And you all intend to fight the Future Foundation? You make me laugh.
There he goes, being Nagito again.
Yeah, there's something definitely happened to him in between the time.
What did you say? Regardless, it's not like I want to die with the rest of you. So I guess I should lend a hand.
I thought you said you didn't mind dying.
What the hell happened to you?
I thought you said you didn't mind dying in the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
How come you're not talking like a lunatic anymore?
Yeah, be weirder, man.
Yeah.
Supposed to be weird.
I've learned a valuable lesson. Ignorance is by far the greatest shame.
Huh? What do you mean?
Who cares? Just tell us how the pillar was used to kill.
Well, first of all, the pillar itself is not enough. But when combined with a specific item, there's a way it could be possible.
A specific item?
Of course, the ultimate weapon.
Ultimate weapon?
Isn't that the thing you get when you clear the final dead room?
So, Nagito knows what the ultimate weapon is?
Of course I know, but I'm pretty sure everyone else has seen it, you know?
We've seen it?
That's right. You've seen it clearly. Because I, the one who has claimed dominion over evil, am the ultimate weapon!
The ultimate weapon. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I am he who cuts the insolent catalyst which flows out from the chaos with the sword of victory. It's only fitting that I deserve to be called the ultimate weapon!
No, I think it's the fat hamster.
Yeah, definitely the fat one.
No, you are far greater than the ultimate weapon, since you wield your 4 dark devas of destruction.
I see.
Wow.
I don't know why, but I'm not liking this.
Cut the bullshit and say it clearly. What is the ultimate weapon?
In order to clarify that, we first need to solve the secret of the Funhouse.
Huh? The secret of the Funhouse?
You still don't realize it? Jeez, get it together. You're supposed to be the symbols of hope, aren't you? Ah, I forgot. Except for Hajime, of course.
Oh. I guess no one else knows except Chiaki.
Yeah.
Except for Hajime?
If we make it out of this, I'll explain it to you guys.
Anyway, we must first clarify the secret of the Funhouse, right? Then I think it must have something to do with the structure of the Funhouse. Strawberry House leads to Strawberry Tower, and Grape House leads to Grape Tower. But in actuality, they are both the same building, and both houses are linked to the central tower. It is undeniable that such a sweet building structure is the secret of the Funhouse.
Oh, Sonia.
Man, not only does that make perfect sense, but Miss Sonia's beautiful voice is just so soothing.
You know, sometimes he just learn to keep his mouth shut.
Yeah, he kind of does.
Faux show! I shall leave this matter to your discretion.
Sonia, you're not very good at the slang.
Sonia's dialogue is one thing I'm very interested to see what it's like in Japanese.
Yeah.
Because obviously, in English they had to use English slang, but I guess she tries to use like Japanese specific slang for that version.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how that was translated.
Two houses are connected to the tower in the middle. I thought that at first too. But I ended up finding proof that completely contradicts that.
Dun, 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 dun.
Let's do it.
In truth, Strawberry Tower and Grape Tower are actually the exact same place.
So that's the secret of the Funhouse.
Is that really it?
It's weird to say they're both the same place. I mean, the walls are different colors. And the designs on the floor are also different.
We've already settled this problem. Give it 10 years before you argue with Miss Sonia.
Whole time we've been thinking the two towers are the same building, but that was the case. There's no way Nagito would mention. If that was the only mystery, there's no way Nagito would mention it here.
In truth, Strawberry Tower and Grape Tower are actually the exact same place.
Okay.
So that's the secret of the Funhouse.
Is that really it?
I think it's the first
It's weird to say
thing
they're both.
she
I mean, the walls are
says.
different. And the designs on the floor.
We've already settled. Give it 10 years before you argue with Miss Sonia.
In truth, Strawberry Tower and Grape Tower are actually the exact same place.
Yeah, that's right.
No, that's wrong. Both of those towers, are they really the same place?
Why are you asking that now? Do you harbor a grudge because my kingdom destroyed your homeland?
How many homelands has their kingdom destroyed?
I don't know.
Hajime, I won't tolerate any sort of rebellion.
I mean, doesn't it seem strange? When we went to Grape Tower from Grape Hall, Nekomaru's body was in front of the door to Strawberry Hall. But when we went to Strawberry Tower from Strawberry Hall, his body was in front of the door to Grape Hall.
It's probably some kind of trick, like the floor rotating 180 degrees or something. If it is, then see? That means it could have passed as the exact same place, right?
If so, then what? Do you seriously think such a simple answer is the correct answer?
Does that mean he's wrong?
Oops, I guess I've said too much.
If the floor didn't rotate, then that means we need to think about the structure of the building again.
Bow down!
Oh. That's Sonya.
Bow down.
Then how about this? Somebody moved Nekomaru's body.
How would you do that?
Move Nekomaru's
While
body.
we were moving from Grape Tower to Strawberry Tower,
And all of the pillars?
but we should have
Yeah.
all been together during that time. Even if they tried to move the body inside the tower.
Then Monokuma did it. While we were moving, Monokuma quickly moved things around.
But Nekomaru's body wasn't the only thing moved. Are you saying the broken pillar was moved too?
If it is too heavy to carry, let them roll it. Just like if there is no bread, let them eat cake.
Not really how that works, but okay.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Okay.
There are many different ways. The body and the pillar could have been moved. The pillar could have been rolled. And Nekomaru could have been moved piece by piece. I decree it was Monokuma's doing.
Moving the body and the pillar in such a short time. That might be hard even for Monokuma, don't you think?
It seems you have forgotten. Monokuma is surprisingly strong, wielding the power of the pillar, the body, everything at the crime scene.
Oh, whoops. Dang it.
He could have moved it all, easy as pie.
Ah,
It seems you have
I
forgotten.
had it.
You did.
Monokuma is surprisingly strong, wielding the power of
No,
the futuristic
frick.
Wrong
Robo-Bear.
one.
Ah,
Crap!
ah, dang it.
It seems you have forgotten. Monokuma is surprisingly strong, wielding the power of the futuristic Robo-Bear. The pillar, the body, everything at the crime scene.
Allow me to cut through those words!
First time I can like ones that are clicking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Moving the body and pillar is possible, but it would have been impossible to move the oil on the floor.
It's always the worst feeling when like you know exactly what it is and you just misclicked or something when you know exactly what the right thing is.
Yeah. There's so many. It's especially hard because all the different mini games have slightly different controls. And so I'm like trying to remember like exactly what button does what, and how all the mini game controls work, while trying to think of the right answer and get the right bullet all at the same time.
When the position of Nekomaru's body in the pillar changed, the oil surrounding his body moved too. Physically moving all of the oil like that is simply not possible, no matter how you look at it.
Then it's impossible to think it was moved.
I am terribly sorry. I cannot believe I got so fired up.
It's all right. A fired up Miss Sonia is awesome to watch.
So what really happened? Does that mean the two towers aren't the same building?
We can't be certain of that either. Not when the experiment involving the handbook I left on the tower floor was a complete success.
Yeah, the e-handbook was still there. That's why we thought the two towers were the same building.
If they're not the same building or two different buildings, then what are they?
No idea, huh?
The mystery ties to the secret of the Funhouse. We don't have enough clues to solve that mystery. And the only thing we can do is rely on the one person who has clues.
Hey, Nagito.
Yeah.
I thought it would come to this. I knew my turn was coming up. Fine. I'll tell you guys a big hint that can help you solve the secret of the Funhouse.
Monami in the background.
Oh yeah.
Give us the answer, not a friggin' hint.
But then it wouldn't mean anything. I need you guys to do this class trial properly. It's also important for me because it will help me determine something.
Determine? That's not good. You talking about the traitor? If so, why did Nagito say that all of a sudden? Did something happen to him?
But how do we know your hint is any good? It's suspicious that you're the only one who knows it.
I have a good reason for that. The reason I'm the only one who knows it is because I was the only one who performed the appropriate action.
He performed appropriate action to learn the secret. Could he be talking about?
I
Monokuma Tai Chi! It's totally that.
You're talking about the final dead room, right?
Yeah, Monokuma Tai Chi is the only reason when they're all still alive. Keeping them healthy.
Yeah.
Not the cardio, you know.
Yep.
You cleared the life-threatening game there and found something, didn't you?
That's right. The hint is what I saw after I cleared it. In the depths of the final dead room, there was a hidden room surrounded by concrete. And there, a small conspicuous window waited, all by itself. From that window, I saw some very strange scenery.
Strange scenery?
Instead of explaining it, it might be faster just to show you. At an opportune time, I found a perfect camera in the final dead room.
You took a picture?
Yep.
I knew we were going to see a picture of it eventually.
Yeah. Nagito grinned creepily as he retrieved a small digital camera from his inner pocket.
Oh right, he got the actual camera from the dead room.
Yeah, the one we used with the picture of the planets or whatever.
Yeah.
See? This is it.
He said that he showed us a peculiar picture.
Dun, dun.
Let me explain it to you again.
Yeah, this really, when I first played this game, this really threw me off. Like,
yeah.
Because I don't know why I couldn't piece together some of this right away. Maybe it was just part of the time I was playing the game, because I think it was pretty late.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't... This did throw me off, because I don't remember exactly, like, what I was thinking.
Yeah. Although, if you look at this picture close enough, for some reason all the trees look like they were drawn in MS Paint.
They kind of do.
Like, why are they so...
Like, the tower...
The tower just looks like textures. But for some reason, the trees look like they've been drawn on by... something by an MS Paint.
Yeah, they look like the Winnie the Pooh trees do, like the kind of like sketchy look.
Yeah. I wonder why they were drawn like that.
Yeah, because like the tower looks perfectly fine, like everything else in the game does. For like these like images, but you're right, the trees don't.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about.
I took this picture on the first floor of Strawberry House, from the secret room within the final dead room. But don't you think it's weird? If the Funhouse's structure is what you guys have been thinking, then there's lots of things that don't make sense in this picture, right?
Lots of things that shouldn't make sense in the picture.
Then let's begin. Shall I call it thinking time?
That's not until V3 with the lot for like the taxi thing.
What doesn't make sense in this picture? Spot selection. I guess.
Here!
Yeah, there you go. That took me a while for some
The
reason.
structure of the funhouse is what we thought it was. Grape House and Strawberry House should link to the tower in the middle. Which means, if you're viewing the tower from Strawberry House, you should see Grape House behind it.
I do have the guide pulled up just in case. I'm not looking at it.
But in this photo, I don't see anything behind the tower. No shadow, no shape, no Grape House at all.
I see. And is that it?
Nagito said there's lots of things that don't make sense in the photo. Which means there are other contradictions contained within it. What doesn't make sense in this picture?
Oh, what was the other thing? Okay, so...
Oh wait, I know what it is.
Here!
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I remember what it was that time.
You said this photo was taken from the hidden room inside the final dead room, right? If that's the case, then that means it should have been taken from the first floor of Strawberry House.
Yeah, why aren't we on? Yeah, why aren't you? So then, why aren't you on the ground?
Yep.
That's what he's getting at.
It should have been.
Then this is definitely strange. This photo doesn't look like it was taken from the first floor. The angles suggest it was taken from higher up.
Well, that and they're just the treetops.
Yeah.
That's right. Good call. In summary, this is the truth contained in this photo.
I like how the Mekon photo has like the red cross thing.
Yeah.
The first floor of Strawberry House is located in a high area, and Grape House is not behind the tower.
It's not? Are you saying that Grape House is merely an illusion spell cast by Monokuma's cursed eye?
Yeah,
From this point on, do your own thinking. Now that you've finally met the same requirements as me, if you guys are truly symbols of hope, you can easily solve a simple mystery like this. It might be possible for Hajime to solve it too, even though he's just a normal high school student. Despite the fact that you don't have a real talent, you already know about the other clue.
The other clue. You talking about that one time? Well, hello there, Hajime. Nagito, why are you here? Because I showed up. You showed up? How did you even come here?
It didn't even take. It took me until this stream, or I guess technically last stream, to figure out why the octagon is called the octagon in the first place.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to that yet.
Yeah.
But yeah. Maybe I teleported.
You're referring to when you suddenly appeared on the second floor of Grape House, right?
I'm asking you just to be safe. At the time, where do you think I came from?
The top floor, right?
Such sharp eyes. So you realized it already?
Top floor. So the third floor?
But the Monokuma Archive should be the only room on the third floor of Grape House.
What does it mean?
Is that thing just now another hint to figuring out the mystery behind the Funhouse's structure? The reason Nagito appeared from the third floor. Using the photo he took, I might be able to find the answer if I just think about it. Alright, let's do it. Oh, we're going into the mines again.
I'll dive.
Let's do it. Let's see if you do better at this one than you did that one in 3. I think this is the one where they actually start getting kind of difficult with the platforming. I think you may also get those red things in this trial, those like red octagon, or like those red like spherical things.
What do Strawberry House
and Grape House both exist? Yeah, they both exist.
Yeah, they're not a an illusion.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Not an illusion spell.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay. Nope. Just a checkpoint. Oh. Okay, next question. Are Strawberry House and Grape House the same building or two different buildings? Oh, wait. Okay, I thought you were about to drive up the side. It's that I couldn't see the blue there. Watch out. Okay. Checkpoint. Whoa. I threw you off. Threw me off, too. Okay. Jump.
Oh,
that was a jump.
Fast enough. Let's go too fast.
Yeah. I jumped too far.
Okay, I gotta slow down a little bit on those.
Yeah. I think I sucked at this one too, when I did it. There you go. You got it that time. That booster's a trap!
Yeah.
Our Strawberry House and Grape House, how are they positioned in relation to each other? Yeah, there you go.
Yay.
That booster was a trap. Wow.
Yeah.
That's very devious, Gabe. That's very devious, Gabe.
Like, you want to go faster? Screw you.
Yeah. I think also if you didn't have the upgrade you have with the farther jumps, you might have made that.
Got it.
Yeah.
I know the secret of the Funhouse.
Then let me hear it. What kind of answer will you give, I wonder?
In the picture Nagito took from Strawberry House, I didn't see Grape House at all. So where did Grape House go? There was only one possibility. It was in a position where it couldn't be seen from Strawberry House. Which means Strawberry House and Grape House are in the same building, but on different floors.
Same building, different floors?
Then the two houses aren't two different 3-story buildings. They're actually one 6-story building?
If you think about it like that, based on Nagito's picture, it's clear where Strawberry House is located.
Where is Strawberry House located?
I see! On top of Grape House. That's where Strawberry House is located. Because of that, the photo taken from the first floor of Strawberry House was at a high angle. Altogether, this means the first floor of Strawberry House is also the 4th floor above Grape House.
Oh, snap! I never expected that the two houses were connected vertically.
But what about the shape of the building? The two houses were completely different shapes.
Strawberry House is 4-sided, And Grape House is six-sided, right?
It never occurred to us that they were the same building because it was structured with two different shapes. A quadrilateral and a hexagon, overlaid atop each other to misdirect how we would perceive them. And it worked, didn't it?
Yep.
Disregarding the tower, we fully believed the two houses were two separate, distinct buildings.
In order to conceal the unique design of the Funhouse, Monokuma put us to sleep so we couldn't look at the outside of the building when he brought us to it.
You've just been Kuma'd! Don't you think a building full of so many surprises totally deserves to be called a fun house?
Then, it's true? The building was really like that?
That's right! Those two houses exist on different floors in the same building!
Constructing a building like that on your own without my knowledge? How horrible!
I think.
Then what about the towers? Are they arranged vertically just like the houses?
Actually, I can't say that now. I'll have to write that down. Coming back to like what Monami just said, I'll have to mention that later.
Yeah, he didn't get the correct building permit.
Yeah, I'll come back to that. I'll come back to that.
Yeah,
one of the
Strawberry
later streams.
Tower and Grape Tower should have also been different floors inside the same building. Just like Strawberry House was on top of Grape House. Strawberry Tower was also on top of Grape Tower.
However, if they're different floors within the same building, why was Nekomaru's body in both places?
Aw, your precious hammies don't know? But it's so simple. Alrighty then. I'll be the one who solves this mystery in a flash. Please watch me, Miss Sonia.
Precious hammies.
His precious hammies.
Oh, I see. Do whatever you like.
Yeah, she is not impressed.
I'll definitely make her watch me. I'm gonna stand out till she notices me.
Thank you, Kazuichi. Okay, here we go.
I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash. Then hurry up, dumbass.
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy.
You mean a fake body?
Nekomaru died.
What?
He constructed a dummy from spare parts.
You're magnificent, Gundam!
No fair! You totally stole my spotlight!
So which one was the fake body?
Shut up! Just pick one of them!
Tell me if Nekomaru's body exists. Does that mean he was the killer prepared in advance? But is something like that even possible?
I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash. Then hurry up, dumb.
The Monokuma file.
Actually, I think I know what it is.
What else do we have? This would be the Monokuma file. I don't think any of these.
Actually,
one of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy.
That's
you
the
mean
only
a fake body?
Nekomaru died with a mechanical body. It should be possible to construct a dummy from spare parts.
You're magnificent, Gundam!
No fair! You totally stole my spotlight!
So which one was the fake body?
Shut up! Just pick one of them!
until later.
I'm not talking about this stuff.
Yeah.
Not that last one. I don't know. I don't know how that one would relate to. I think I know what it is, but I don't think it's that one.
What else could it be? The doorknob. Yeah, we already used the strange.
I think you can use. I think some in this game and V3. I think some bullets can be used again, but. Actually, we haven't used. No, okay, no, we have. I think some bullets can be used again.
I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash.
Then hurry up, dumbass!
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy.
I'll just try this one.
Okay. I didn't think so.
Damn it! I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash.
Then hurry up, dumbass!
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy.
Yeah, it was.
No, that's
wrong.
wrong.
That's what I thought it was. I figured that was well, this is one of the games you can do that.
Yeah.
Nekomaru's body wasn't a dummy. That can be proven by Kazuichi's account.
Wait.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Remember? When we moved from Grape Tower to Strawberry Tower, we thought the body had moved. And that's when you said,
Not just that, the parts I carefully arranged when I disassembled the body all moved too.
right up until that moment, you were disassembling Nekomaru's body at Grape Tower, right? The killer couldn't have known how you'd take apart his body, so they couldn't have built a dummy.
Unless Kazuichi was the one who built the dummy, then it would be a different story.
Miss Sonia, that's a pretty harsh joke. You are joking, right?
It's alright. Kazuichi is not the killer.
Yeah, I know it's not you. I pretty much knew it wasn't him.
Yeah.
Because, like, why would
If
he,
he was, he wouldn't have fixed the elevator or the button in Strawberry
Yeah, that's what I was
Hall.
about to say. Why would he do that? Like, why would he, like... If he was the killer, why would he actually agree to fix everything so more people could actually see the body?
Yeah.
Like, why would he do that?
Yeah, he could just pretended that he wasn't able to fix it.
Yeah, and like it could be believable if someone like destroyed it enough. Like sometimes even something can be broken so much that even a mechanic can't fix it.
Exactly.
It'd be much more convenient for the killer if it stayed broken.
I see. That is disappointing.
I'm even more disappointed.
However, even if Nekomaru's body wasn't a dummy, it's meaningless if we don't have the important answer.
The reason Nekomaru's body was in both towers, even though it was supposed to be on different floors.
Maybe it was simply moved?
The body moved to a different floor?
You can't think of a device like that? A device that moves things to different floors in the same building?
Device like that. I've never heard that particular thing referred to as a device.
Yeah.
A device that transports things to different floors in the same
They have to be kind of generic with these hints.
Yeah.
To try not to literally tell you.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen that before. Hey, what would you call this? Like, it's not. I don't call it a device. All right, let's do this. I would just call it like a. What would you call it?
I don't know. What do they call it?
Like I would just call it an object. Yeah, this one's really easy. There you go.
Is it E-L-I-V?
No. I think it's A.
Elevator.
Oh no, it's not. No, it's wrong. I think it's E. It's elevator.
Elevator.
Yeah, I think it's L-E. Yeah, that's right. Vader. Vator. It's the elevator-nator. You actually, is that a T or an I? Oh.
Is it P-O-R?
It's O-R. Need the R, man.
Easy peasy. Yeah, this particular minigame is like so easy on keyboard and mouse.
You must be talking about an elevator.
Yep.
I mean, what'd you call it?
Are you saying Nekomaru's
a device?
was
I mean,
transported using an elevator?
I guess it technically is a device, but that is like the most like general, non-specific term for what an elevator is.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I guess device would work. It's just not what I've ever heard an elevator referred to as.
Yeah.
I've just heard an elevator referred to as an elevator.
Yeah, I would call it, if you want to use a general term, a mechanical assembly.
Yeah.
There's some kind of mechanical system or something. Yeah. Well, it's technically a mechanical electro system since it uses both computers and mechanical parts to work. But
where the hell is this elevator anyway?
It's the tower itself. The inside of the tower is one big elevator. Which means the tower was designed so that the whole room goes up and down like an elevator. So whether you enter from Strawberry Hall or Grape Hall, it all leads to the same room, right?
So that's why we could only enter it from one side or the other.
Now that you mention it, sometimes when I pressed the door button, it took a while for it to open.
I see. We were basically waiting for the room to arrive, just like an elevator.
Please hold on. If the inside of the whole tower ascends and descends like an elevator, then why is there a picture of a strawberry on the far back door when you enter from Grape Tower? And a picture of a grape on the far back door when you enter from Strawberry Tower?
If the room just moves up and down like an elevator, there's no reason for the doors to change.
Plus, after the incident, the far back door in Grape Tower had chains wrapped around it, right? But when we entered Strawberry Tower, those chains were gone.
Not just that, but if I remember correctly, even the doorknob was broken off.
There are too many strange things. Was that tower really an elevator?
When you see people and things, make sure you focus on the good parts instead of the bad.
What did you say?
So, let's put aside what's changed and focus our attention on what hasn't.
Why do we have to do that?
It's fine. Come on. What does everything that hasn't changed have in common?
Things that didn't change when we moved between the two towers. That includes the body, the pillar, the oil. We've been talking about that stuff for a while now. There shouldn't be anything strange about them, not even the fact that they all moved with the elevator. The one thing that they all have in common.
I see!
Oh, there you go. Nice.
Is it safe to say that all the items on the floor didn't change?
And?
And?
Why did the picture on the far back door change? If you can figure that out, you'll have the answer. The reason is because that elevator has something unique about it.
Unique about the elevator? Oh, I know where it is, yeah. Not that.
Damn it!
No, it's not that.
What?
Damn it! I see!
Yes, that one. I knew it.
So that's it. The elevator was designed so only the floor moved.
Only the floor moved?
Which means the whole room wasn't an elevator, only the floor was. That's why we saw different doors in each tower. Which means on the first floor of Grape Tower, the door on the far back wall had a strawberry design. And on the 4th floor, which was Strawberry Tower, a different door on the far back wall had a grape design.
Then, where do the different floors lead?
I want to say they lead outside, but they're probably just for show.
Just for show? Why was something like that necessary?
So we'd falsely believe that the doors were connected to where their picture signified. It was actually very effective. Because of that, we totally misunderstood the building's structure.
I don't get it. But I guess it means whoever designed this building had a totally twisted personality.
I wonder
Did you hear
who
that,
was.
mon ami?
Don't blame this on me. Take responsibility for yourself.
Then I'll take responsibility and gently caress you.
What?
Oh.
Like, there's no way that's gonna happen. Stop with the tasteless jokes.
By the way, what does the chain on the far back door in Grape Tower mean?
It was probably wrapped there by the killer to keep us as far from Strawberry Tower as possible.
Why?
Because of that chain. You guys thought you couldn't enter there, right?
Like you said, I could probably use these parts to repair that button, but...
Seriously, hold on. Even if you do repair the button, what's going to happen to the chain on the other side of the door? Chain. Door that leads to Strawberry Hall has a chain wrapped around the doorknob. Even if you fix the button on the Strawberry Hall side, the door won't open as long as the chain is there. You don't need to worry about that at all. Huh?
The killer destroyed the Strawberry Hall button, so we'd stay away from Strawberry Tower. Everything was done to tamper with the evidence, so we wouldn't find out about the secret of the Funhouse. The appearance of a body in the tower would contradict what we thought we knew about the building. In that situation, if we'd gone to Strawberry Tower, we'd have seen that contradiction firsthand. And using that as a clue, we might have discovered the truth. The truth that the two houses and the two towers are actually one complete vertical building. The killer wanted to keep us from learning that. That's why they made us stay away from Strawberry Tower.
They destroyed the button and wrapped a chain around the door just for that?
Would it really have inconvenienced the killer if we learned the true structure of the building?
It would have been a major inconvenience. After all, this funhouse is strongly connected to the ultimate weapon that killed Nekomaru.
Hold on. You're progressing much too quickly. There's still a contradiction concerning the building structure.
What a pain. It's fine already.
Gundam, please proceed.
You said earlier that Strawberry House and Grape House are connected vertically, right? If so, how does the contact elevator supposedly transport us from one house to the other?
I see, now that you mentioned, I completely forgot about that matter.
If that elevator moves vertically, then when your back is facing the elevator, both towers should be on the same side. But does this reflect reality? Inside Grape House, Grape Hall is on your right when your back is to the elevator. And inside Strawberry House, Strawberry Hall is on your left when your back is to the elevator. Which means the houses are on exact opposite sides of the tower. Answer me, fiend! What does this mean?
What does this mean?
Alright, Bree, what does this mean? If the two houses are connected vertically, the position of the towers should be the same in both houses. But in fact, when my back was facing the elevator in the grape house, the tower was on my right. And when my back was facing the elevator in the strawberry house, the tower was on my left. How can I break through this contradiction? Well, this one should be pretty obvious.
If the two houses...
I think I know what it is.
We did have Kazuichi's account on here, right?
Yeah, it's on there, I think.
The elevator should move.
Vertically, not horizontally.
However, at both houses, if the contact elevator is behind you, the towers are in opposite directions.
Which means your reasoning...
It's clearly contradictory.
What's with this iron curtain of teamwork?
Iron curtain.
If the two houses are connected vertically...
The elevator should move.
Vertically, not horizontally.
No, that's wrong.
Break. On the break of the case.
The elevator wasn't just moving vertically. Isn't that right, Kazuichi?
Huh? Me?
Come on. You used the elevator while you were holding that compass Nagito gave you, right?
Ah, that. Yeah, it was pretty strange. From start to finish, somehow the compass needle rotated 180 degrees.
Rotated 180 degrees?
Meaning, as the elevator moved between the two houses, it also rotated 180 degrees.
They spun the whole screen just
Nice. Illustrate that point.
Yeah.
It was probably following the building's perimeter as it rotated to the other side. Which means the exit would be on the opposite side once you arrived at the other house, right?
And thanks to that, the tower we saw on our right side when we arrived at Grape House appeared on our left side when we were at Strawberry House.
Tricky.
An elevator that rotates while it moves. Is that even possible? It's like something from an amusement park.
Which we were at.
Well, a funhouse is an amusement park attraction, you know. And since the building doesn't really need to be structurally practical, it makes for some splendid fun.
That's
I guess
not splendid at all. You're inhuman.
I guess I was right last time when I called it, when I actually referred to it as the Wonkavator, because that's what that
Yeah.
actually does. It's described as the Wonkavator can go any direction you can think of, not just up and down.
Yeah.
So this really is a Wonkavator. I was right.
He's not just inhuman, he's unbearable.
Oh, but we need that that sound that you did that other stream for that pun. Yeah.
I guess for that pun, I should have done the.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I meant.
I'll just have to keep that up for any bad puns we come across.
Yeah. That wasn't as good as Maya.
I'm inhuman, but I'm just a bear. So I was never human to begin with.
It wasn't as good as my Sonya, but yeah, there you go.
I'm different from these lowly humans.
Yeah, it wasn't as good as my
So we're
Sonya
done with the
pun.
secret of the funhouse, right? Then let's start talking about the important stuff.
It was more my Sonya joke, not my Sonya pun.
Yeah.
It was more of a You guys remember that from the third investigation when we were in the music venue.
What's the ultimate weapon that killed Nekomaru? And how'd they combine it with the pillar?
Huh? You still don't know what the ultimate weapon is yet? It's what I found at the Octagon, you know.
What is the Octagon? I haven't heard about that yet.
Oh my... I can't believe I have to explain that now. As long as you know what an Octagon means, you can solve this simple mystery easily.
What an octagon means. This is one of the infamous lines that people make fun of.
Yeah.
If I recall, an octagon is a shape with 8 sides.
I mean, these are supposed to be high school students. They should know easily what that is. You shouldn't have to clarify what that is. People make fun of that a lot.
I didn't expect you to know that. For a substitute reserve course student, you're quite knowledgeable.
A grade
Guess
schooler
I
would
should
know what that
continue
is.
listening. Where is the place befitting of the name Octagon?
Place befitting of the name Octagon. It's probably...
Here!
There you go. Nice job. Where else would it be?
You're talking about the secret room surrounded by concrete in the depths of the final dead room.
Why is that place the Octagon?
You know how the four-sided strawberry house is on top of the six-sided grape house? If you cut a four-sided shape out of a six-sided one, you get 8 edges. It becomes an 8-sided shape.
That's basically the gist of it. The true identity of the Octagon is that secret room in the depths of the final dead room. In actuality, that place contained various weapons.
Then the ultimate weapon was there too?
That's a little different. I learned the true identity of the ultimate weapon at the Octagon.
Learned?
The true identity of the ultimate weapon is the Funhouse. Which means the killer used the building structure as their weapon and killed Nekomaru. Like me, the killer probably realized the secret of the Funhouse from the scenery. And then thought of a way to kill making use of the building structure.
The funhouse itself is the weapon, so they killed using the building structure?
Yeah, that really threw me off when I got to this point. I'm like,
Yeah.
because it just sounds so different. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's
That's
just
why the killer tried to keep us from learning the mystery of the building.
never what I thought would have happened. Is like using a building, the structure of a building to kill someone. I never heard about that before.
Yeah.
I don't know what you thought when we got to this point the first time, but
Yeah.
But more importantly, using the building itself as a weapon? Such a spectacular crime. It truly deserves to be called the ultimate weapon.
Does it though? I mean, it's clever, but I don't know if it's the ultimate weapon.
probably not. Maybe ultimate weapon in terms of the context of what was available.
Yeah. It's the most creative weapon, I guess.
Yeah.
More than just like shooting someone or using a poison.
Yeah. The Funhouse is the true identity of the ultimate weapon? What does this mean? How did the killer use that to murder Nekomaru? And who is the killer who did that?
Guessing we're at the halfway point.
Yep. The first half you talk about the Funhouse, second half you actually talk about the murder.
Yeah.
Hiya!
Why, hello there! I thought of a new bad word to call Monami. I can't already tell. I can already tell I won't be pleased by this. Then let me say it right away. Gee, I'm already used to insults and slander. There's no way I'll get hurt by a mere word. Monami, this is seriously stupid. But Monami is a serious stufatly. What?
What is that?
That's much more straightforward than I expected. Stufatly, huh? That's not it. That's not it at all. Stupid, fat, and ugly. The perfect jet stream attack. Incorporating all three of these would be... Ta-da! Stufatly! What? There's a fat hidden in there.
Okay, everyone, all together now. Monami
Is a serious Stufatly. Can't say it all together.
All right. Save the game.
Save the game. Resume.
Hello. I hope your day is well. I'm trying to force myself to be more energetic, or else my mental state won't be able to keep up.
Same.
My heart's thumping like crazy. I might as well have a laid-back, so what attitude and go ahead with high energy. Yeehaw!
Yeehaw! Ride 'em, cowboy. Roll Tide.
Roll
But
Tide.
be careful that your batteries don't run out for various reasons.
Well, fortunately,
I don't know
on
about
a
that.
desktop computer, we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, that would suck if you were in the middle of a trial after like 4 hours and the battery of your PSP died.
Your PS Vita died and you hadn't
Your
saved.
PS Vita, yeah.
That would suck.
And just like I say each time, don't forget to save frequently.
Yeah, the game probably crashed a lot more on the Vita as well. So,
That's probably the main reason that this game wasn't well known when it came out, just because it was locked onto the Vita.
yeah.
But that's,
Yeah,
you know,
being on the Switch and PC now makes it so much easier to get.
it's also on PS4 too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sure,
I don't,
yeah,
I,
and
I don't know if you, yeah, it's like I don't
And
think
I guess you could play backwards compatibility on PS5.
I think I'd have to check
Probably.
that. I have a PS5. I'll have to check that out later. But yeah, but it's a lot easier to get now. Like I said, it's on
Yeah.
Switch, it's on Steam, it's on PS4.
Yeah,
It's
if
all-
if it was a PS Vita only game, nobody would play it anymore.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
there's, I mean, even if you could like get it through like, you know, ROMs and stuff, not everyone knows how to do that.
Yeah.
So I mean,
And
this-
it's just not the same, you know? Playing on an emulator is just not the same as playing it on a
genuine
regular
thing.
hardware.
Yeah. So that's the main reason this game wasn't super popular when it came, like, you know, like as well known as it was when it came out, just because the whole
Yeah.
series was just stuck on that.
Yeah.
So,
I never expected the Funhouse itself to be the ultimate weapon. Oh well, let's just press on ahead.
you're so accepting of it.
Yeah.
Is it really alright to accept a situation so easily?
I mean, that's not what's important. The thing that's really important is
I noticed they've given Sonya a lot more lines in the later the later ones.
Because
I
Sonya
guess-
doesn't. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I was just saying, I guess because you don't have to fight with lines with Ibuki and Hiyoko, who are constantly loud mouthing everything
Yeah.
in the early chapters.
Yeah, because Sonya. Because in reality, Sonya doesn't do a whole lot in the first couple chapters.
Yeah.
So,
the killer who used the building structure. Like, who's Mekomaru's murderer?
But is it really okay to believe the building is the weapon? Nagito said it, you know.
There's no way I'd lie at such an important moment. I don't want to die either.
What happened to the bastard who kept saying how much they didn't mind dying?
thank you, Fuyuhiko. That's what I was saying
Yeah,
earlier.
Yeah.
Thank you,
He's
buddy.
right. There was a time when I thought I could become a stepping stone for your hopes, but
Well, he even that's why he did the final dead room in the first place.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. He did say that.
Yeah.
I will sincerely retract that remark.
Retract?
I'm disappointed too, you know. If this was a murder for the sake of hope, I'd happily sacrifice myself.
You say such falsehoods, per usual. There is no such thing as murder for the sake of hope. Murder is simply murder. Forcibly sacrificing others for one's own desires. Even one as diabolical as I would avoid such actions.
Are you that diabolical? What's your
Yeah.
stance on it?
I see.
It's fine. Let's just leave him alone and find out who killed Coach Nekomaru as fast as we can. Just so you know, it's not like I'm getting hungry or anything, you know.
Yeah, that little red bean, whatever it was, probably
Red
wasn't
bean.
enough food for her.
No.
It's like red bean cake or roll or something, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Akane! You were drooling waterfalls?
Nagito, as usual, I can't tell what he's thinking. I have no idea if he's serious or not.
Anyway, if the killer used the building structure, why don't we think about how they used it?
How they killed Nekomaru.
I feel like that's the easier part to figure out. Because once you know the structure, it's pretty easy to piece together how the rest of it came together.
It might be
Yeah.
better if we clarify the cause of death first, don't you think?
Yeah, if you... It did take you a while, though, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought
maybe it's just because we did all this at like 2 in the morning.
Yeah. So we
Last time
did...
we played it.
Yeah, because even though we did do Final Dead Room one night, we did not do the trial right after.
Yeah.
We waited till the next day, but we didn't start till really late. 'Cause I think that was the day we went to go see that movie.
Yeah.
Secret of the way that Nekomaru was killed. He was horribly damaged if he was beaten senseless with a blunt object. But even if he was beaten with a blunt object, it wouldn't be a kill that utilized the building structure. So what was Nekomaru's cause of death? That they also utilized the building structure.
I see!
That's it. I think he might have died from falling.
Died from falling?
If the Funhouse's secret is that it's a structure where both towers and houses are vertically connected, then the killer made use of its height and caused Nekomaru to die from falling.
Are you saying they pushed him off? Where'd they push him off from?
That I don't know yet.
Don't just make things up when you don't know the method. Where in that building would you even be able to push someone off in the first place?
It might be possible in the tower. You could push him off the 4th floor when the elevator is on the 1st floor.
Did you forget how the elevator functions? When it's on the 1st floor, the door on the 4th floor won't open.
Saying he died from falling is truly incorrect. You should burn in the flames of hell.
But my gut is going crazy right now.
I think you said that about like half of the whole cast of 16 by this point in the game. They should burn or something.
Yeah.
Nekomaru died from falling. Where did the killer shove Nekomaru from? If I'm gonna reach the truth behind this incident, I need to solve that mystery first. Alrighty. Where did he fall from?
When the elevator is on the 1st floor, you can't go through the door on the 4th floor.
It'd be impossible to shove off the victim from up there.
Then, how about this? After locking Nekomaru inside the elevator, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor and made use of the drop.
Hold on, did you forget the elevator has a sensor? As long as there's a moving object inside, the other door won't open. Which means the elevator wouldn't have moved either.
That must be the threshold of that elevator.
Oh, I think I know
When
what
the
it is.
elevator is on the 1st floor, you can't go through the door on the 4th floor.
It'd be impossible to shove off the victim from up there.
Then, how about this? After locking Nekomaru inside the elevator, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor and made use of the drop.
Hold on, did you forget the elevator has a sensor? As long as there's a moving object inside.
There we go.
No, that's wrong!
Stream's looking better, by the way. It's like it's not slowing down anymore.
That
Yeah.
sensor should only
Might have
work if
just been
something
your
is moving.
internet glitching out a little bit earlier.
I don't know. My internet's usually really reliable, so maybe it was.
Yeah.
Which I wish it was like that with my cable. Like sometimes it's like, sometimes with my cable in my room, it's like, sometimes I can't change the channel. It's like, oh, like this device is not connected to the internet. I'm like, no, my TV and cable are clearly connected to the internet. The internet is working in my apartment right now.
Yeah.
I want to get, I think after I get back from the trip, I'm going to get a technician to come out here and tell me why it's doing that.
Yeah.
Because I'm sick of that. Because I want to get someone out here to tell me why it says the cable won't connect sometimes when I'm clearly connected to the internet here at the house.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about just calling a technician to come out here and tell me why that is. Check it out. I'll do that after the trip
If
this week, though.
Nekomaru wasn't moving inside, the elevator sensor wouldn't have detected anything.
Could it be his sleep mode?
When Nekomaru's goodnight button is pressed, all of his functions shut down, and he enters sleep mode. If he's in sleep mode, the elevator sensor wouldn't have noticed him, right?
I see. So that's how...
However, even if they move the elevator in that manner, Nekomaru would have just moved along with it. There would have been no drop for him to fall and die from, yes?
That's what I was about to explain before Kazuichi interrupted me. Silence, pest!
Brutal.
Yeah.
Kazuichi really gets ground into the dirt in this episode.
You can tell, like, I think you can still tell, like, he really does want to figure out what happened, but everyone else just kind of craps on him.
Yeah.
Now you're calling me a pest?
Way to create the drop from inside the elevator while Nekomaru is still in it. Yaki's have an idea, but what could that be? It's probably one of those agree ones, I think. Fire button for oil. No, okay. Yeah, this one's pretty obvious.
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is...
The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
Oh.
Whoops.
Oh.
Crap!
I thought they were going to go over the
If you
doorknob.
arrange it a certain way,
I thought you were too.
you can cause the drop within the elevator.
Maybe it's the wire.
So you're telling us all
The wire,
to
obviously.
think about the arrangement, right?
Yeah.
That arrangement is...
The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
There you go.
I agree with that.
It was the right one. You just had the wrong, the wrong thing.
Yeah, that's the tricky part about them. I guess that's
Didn't
what's
the
on
doorknob have
mean.
scrape marks on it?
It's like you know what they're getting at, but there's two things that could possibly be where they're going with it, right?
Yeah.
Because obviously we knew it was the doorknob, but it was either the wire that scratched the doorknob or just talking about the doorknob itself.
Yeah.
And you don't really know unless you just... And you get it right 50% of the time.
Yeah.
That might have been where it got scraped by the wire.
Is that the same wire that was tied around Nekomaru?
The tip of that wire was tied into a loop. If the elevator moved while that loop part hung from the doorknob...
If they did something like that, he would have been suspended in midair.
That's right. He was suspended in midair.
Huh?
The killer tied up Nekomaru with the wire while he was in sleep mode. Tied the tip of the wire into a knot and hung it on the doorknob to the 4th floor. With that, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor of Grape Tower. And suspended Nekomaru in midair.
It's got the sleep bubble. That's
Yeah.
funny.
That's right! He was so well hung! Kinda like...
Nice timing.
You better not finish that sentence.
But, wait, was he talking about Monami or Ibuki?
What?
He said well hung. I'm like, was he talking about Monami or Ibuki?
No, he's talking about being well hung, like having a big penis.
Oh, that's not what I thought. I thought he was being more literal.
No, not literally being hung, but that's like, you know, hung like a horse, that kind of phrase.
Oh, okay. That's not what I thought it was. But see, my mind's a little cleaner than that. I say that, and I've probably said some things that are a little suggestive at some point in these streams too. But wasn't I the one in the first stream that pointed out Nekomaru's
The
like
killer took
appearance had
advantage
that
of
kind
the
of thing?
elevator's unique feature. Only the floor moves.
I'm just gonna move past it.
By doing that, they created a drop so Nekomaru could fall to his death.
Too easy.
What?
So what if they created a drop There's no way you can make him fall and die with just that.
Why?
If Nekomaru is suspended in midair like that, then how do you get him to fall? Because if he's suspended in midair, he won't die if he doesn't actually fall.
That is a valid point. I mean,
Yeah.
just because he's suspended, he hasn't fallen, so how did he do it?
Even if they suspended Nekomaru from a wire, how would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him up. There's no way they could do that.
But oh, I used some of my things.
Yeah, you have to wait. I think since these are all killed in one,
Yeah.
Even
You
if
have to
they
wait till all of them
suspended
are on
Nekomaru from a wire, how would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him. There's no way they could do that.
there you go. The 1
doesn't
in
mean
5
someone
when you
had
have to
to
do that
push
is
him
really annoying.
It's possible that he fell on his own.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own? Nekomaru should have still been. If he was sleeping, there's no way he could do that. Now's the time, but in that case, you still won't be able to explain the drop. Moving the elevator with Nekomaru inside is just impossible. End of story.
Oh, you gotta do that again.
Yeah.
Damn it!
Even if they suspended Nekomaru from a... How would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him up. There's no way they could do that.
It doesn't mean someone had to push him off. It's possible that he fell on his own.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own?
No.
This is the right one.
I think it's the doorknob this time.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right?
Oh.
If he was sleeping, there's no way he could do that to himself. Now's the time, but in that case, you still
have to go
won't be
back
able to
again.
explain the drop.
Damn it!
Even if they suspended Nekomaru from a wire, how would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push. There's no
Actually-
way they could do that.
Oh, you got a button mash, I think. No, you can't. You still
It
got it.
doesn't mean someone had to push him off.
Actually, wait, I think I know what it is now.
It's possible that he fell on his own.
Actually, I was technically wrong. with
What? Nekomaru fell on his... Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right?
Yeah, that's right. There
Allow me to cut through those words.
That's right.
What do you think would happen if Nekomaru woke up while he was suspended upside down in midair?
What are you saying? Like, how would he even wake up?
He has an alarm inside his body. As long as it was armed, it would have deactivated his sleep mode. Which means the killer set the alarm before they suspended Nekomaru.
If you woke up from an alarm and realized you were hanging upside down and had no clue why, if something like that happened to you, you would start panicking a lot, right? Instinctively, your body would start moving. Nekomaru probably did exactly that.
And then, in order to make him fall from the force he was generating, the wire was hung on the tip of the doorknob so it would easily slip off. In actuality, the scrape marks caused by the wire were near the tip of the doorknob, right?
But Nekomaru didn't fall because the wire came off, right?
He fell because the entire doorknob came off.
When Nekomaru awoke, he must have struggled much more than expected, which caused the doorknob to break off.
Was that unexpected for the killer too?
Well, that's probably it. If they knew it'd leave behind evidence like that, they would have at least tried to do something to cover it up.
The killer didn't expect the doorknob to come off. The reason that happened was because...
In that case, I shall use my full power. Ooh!
With a fierce roar, Nekomaru put all his power into grabbing the doorknob with both hands. But...
Not yet. Here it comes, the incredible strength of 1 million horsepower. Gah!
Well, wait, isn't it creaking? If you break off the doorknob, we'll be stuck in here. That's really what it was. And that's the clue Nekomaru left for us to find. Yeah, because I guess no one else was in there with us.
So that's how Nekomaru fell to his death.
Yeah, because that was when we were exploring all by ourselves, so it's just us and Nekomaru in the tower. No one else saw him do that.
Yeah.
Do you finally understand now?
Yeah. It appears it's just as Miss Sonia said. I'm just a pest. No, I'm not just a pest. I'm a total fucking pig. Isn't that right, Miss Sonia? If I'm a fucking pig, you can say so.
Nothing keeps him down. Nothing keeps him down for long.
No, I believe you gave your all.
Hey, why aren't you teasing me anymore?
This guy. He gets off on this.
He definitely does.
So thanks to that alarm, Nekomaru ended up falling while he was still hanging upside down. That doesn't mean he just crashed straight into the floor. Of course, you know that too, right?
Yep. Doesn't mean Nekomaru crashed straight into the floor. The moment Nekomaru fell to the floor, the only thing I can think of having him was...
I see!
There's your pillar, Akane.
When Nekomaru fell to the floor, he ended up colliding with the pillar. Isn't that it?
Finally, the pillar!
Yeah.
So that's how the pillar shattered, and why oil was spilled all over the place.
See, I told you the pillar was the weapon. My gut was totally right.
Not
Well,
exactly.
The pillar was a bonus. It's not even clear if the killer intended that, or if it was just a coincidence.
At this point, it is quite difficult to find a clue that will lead to the killer.
Then what about the alarm? I'm positive the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m. And if we map it out from there...
Hold on, baby gangsta.
Stop calling me baby gangsta!
What'd you just say? Did you say the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.?
You didn't check it yourself? Nekomaru's alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nah, that's impossible. Because even though I slept in a little, I still got to the tower at 7 in the morning.
Now that you mention it, so did I. There was no way I could be late for Monokuma Tai Chi, so I left for Grape Tower before 7 a.m.
Even in her delirious state where she thought everyone was food.
Yeah.
And if we found Nekomaru's body there, it would have been before the 7:30 a.m. alarm went off.
It appears yet another contradiction has been birthed. How were you able to discover Nekomaru died at 7:30 a.m. when you went to the tower at 7?
That's what I want to know!
Another mystery I don't understand. Seriously, it's just one after another. But I can't choke up at a time like this. Just a little bit more and I'll be able to reach the truth. Should definitely be a clue to break through this contradiction.
We got this time.
Alrighty.
Argument.
Button Fuji does account wall clock, calendar, or kind of alarm clock, tire, time delay clock.
We headed for Grape Tower. Before 7 a.m., I am certain.
But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nekomaru died because of that alarm, right?
His time of death and the time the body was discovered. One of those must be an illusion.
The killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest. That's gotta be it!
Okay.
Whoop. Randomly fired.
Yeah. I thought the dialogue thing would pop up faster.
We headed for Grape Tower.
Before 7 a.m.
But the alarm inside was set for 7.
Nekomaru died. His time of death and one of those must...
The killer probably did some tamp. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest.
Alright, before that gets over there.
No, that's wrong!
Yeah. Can't tamper with his radio clock.
Yeah.
No, the clock inside his chest was a radio clock, so it would have been impossible to mess with.
So you're saying there's no way the killer could have tampered with the clock?
Maybe the clock Miss Sonia saw was the one that got tampered with.
The clock inside Grape House?
Ding, ding, ding. Kazuichi said something smart for once.
Yeah.
No, I checked all the clocks inside the funhouse.
Oh, that's what I asked you to do. So you really listened to me and checked all the clocks.
And because of that, I can confidently declare that all the clocks had the same time displayed.
If there's no possibility that the time was tampered with, then we must doubt that human's testimony.
Please believe me, we are not lying.
Then maybe it's a misunderstanding?
I never misunderstand. I'll crush you into dog food.
Time-related contradiction. I don't think I should doubt the testimonies. I should doubt the clock. There's no mistake that something was done, but what was it? Perhaps we're overlooking something. Maybe we're misunderstanding something. Think. I need to focus and think. If I focus and think, I should be able to find the answer to that mystery. We doing the dive again? Yep. Alright. 3 of them again.
I'm definitely not getting an A this time.
No, you're probably getting a B.
Yeah. Or
You've
maybe
only
a
gotten
C.
1 A.
It's probably still a B, I guess.
Yeah, you've only gotten 1 A, and all the others are Bs. Okay, first question. What did Hajime and the others misunderstand? Oh boy, you're about to... Hey, yeah, there you go. Alright. Well, yeah, this is... I screwed this up a lot, I remember.
Yeah.
Like these jumping from side to side ones, I screwed that up a lot.
Yeah.
If you remember. Question 2. Which clock was tampered with?
Well.
No, that's wrong, I think.
What?
The other one was the radio. The other option was the radio clock.
Oh, okay, yeah. I thought it meant both building clocks.
Yeah, that's fair. I can understand how you would think that, but
I didn't read all of them.
Yeah, I can understand why you would think that.
Yeah, I think it was purposely phrased like that to throw me off.
Yeah. We got these little... Okay. Oh boy, this part. I remember this part. Okay.
Yeah.
Not as bad. Which house had the wrong time?
The wrong times. Okay.
Okay, this is the one you were probably thinking of.
Yeah. That's what I thought they were asking last time.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Ah!
Waha!
Wahoo!
It's all coming together.
Yes, it is.
Complete.
You said you checked all the clocks inside the building. Isn't that right, Fuyuhiko?
Yeah, none of the clocks had the wrong time.
But what if all those clocks have been messed with?
What? All the clocks?
So even if you checked all the clocks inside the building, there's no way you'd have noticed it.
I see. So the killer messed with the time inside the whole building by changing all the clocks.
So that's what it was. There's no way I would have noticed that.
This is truly fantastic!
Did Nagito not notice that either? Well, Nagito, I feel like he had a suspicion that that might have happened, but just didn't have all the clues.
Now's not the time to be pleased. More importantly, how much was the time off?
She's right, that's the main problem. Need to clarify how much time the time was off after the killer messed with the clocks. That's definitely the next mystery. I'm going to reach the truth in one go. Alright.
If the time in the building was all messed up, then we can only rely on Nekomaru's radio clock.
The time of death was clearly 7:30 a.m.
The problem is, what time would 7:30 be in our time?
Are there any clues that can be used to narrow that down?
If only I heard the sound when he fell. It would have been a great clue.
Or his scream.
He's not the type to let out a scream.
If only Nekomaru's alarm was loud enough, we would have heard it too.
There's no point in saying that. If does not exist in this world.
I know what it is. After the killer just in time, how would I figure that out?
He's rushing real quick.
Alrighty, he's using the bathroom. Alright, everybody, we're coming down to, I'd say, like the last fourth of the trial here. Just as a friendly reminder, as per usual, ACP and I have both played this game. I have played the game 3 times. I played it once about 3 years ago, and then once last year with ACP. It was his first time experiencing the game. I was doing the gameplay then. That was just a casual playthrough for fun, really, that we did it a week. But this is ACP's first time doing the gameplay. Just as a friendly reminder, as per usual. And he's back.
So I know it's got to be that rumbling. It's going to be either Akane or Fujihiko's. I think it's Akane's. Well,
if you think about what the things you can shoot are, it'll tell you which one it is.
I think it's Fujihiko's account. What?
I think it's Akane. Actually.
If the time in the building was all messed up,
I think it's Akane.
Then we can only rely on Nekomaru's radio clock.
The time of death was clearly 7:30 a.m.
The problem is, what time would 7:30 be? In our time.
Are there any clues that can be used to narrow that down?
If only I heard the sound when he fell.
I think that's what
It
you're
would have
supposed
been
to
a
shoot.
great clue.
Yeah, I see.
Or his scream.
He's not the type.
If only Neko, we would have heard it too.
There's no point
Right.
in if does not exist in this world.
Akane definitely heard it.
If
So
the
did
time in
we.
the building, then we can only rely. The time of death was clearly 7:30.
The problem is, what time would 7 in our time?
Are there any clues that can be used to narrow that down?
If only I heard the sound when he fell.
I agree with that. That's right. We should have heard the sound he made when he fell. Wasn't it that rumbling noise?
Rumbling? I thought it was just an earthquake, so I went back to sleep. Was that the sound from when Nekomaru fell?
Well, a huge body fell from the 4th floor to the 1st, and the pillar fell with it. It's obvious we'd hear the impact sound.
We heard that noise too.
It was when we were gathered at the Strawberry House Lounge. What is it, Sonia?
Oh, well. That sound everyone heard? I did not hear it at all.
Huh?
You probably didn't hear it because you were sleeping.
I could not sleep at all. I was awake the whole night with hunger pangs.
That's why she was so delirious.
Yeah.
There's nothing to worry about. What's important is that rumbling noise anyway.
If we use that rumbling sound as a reference, we might be able to figure out how much our time was off.
I heard that sound probably around 5:30 in the morning.
Huh? You can tell?
I instantly woke up and left my room. And that's when I saw the clock in the lounge.
Excellent work, Akane!
Rumbling was we heard was at 5:30. Like the answer to how much our time was off is literally right in front of me.
I see.
Kane was actually useful for once.
Yeah.
At the one time in the
Nekomaru's
game.
alarm went off at 7:30, and if we heard the sound of his impact at
Okay, that's a little
5:30
harsh. She's useful more than one time, but it's maybe like useful. Like you can count on the time, like on your one hand, how many times she's like genuinely useful.
Yeah. I mean, I guess she technically set up the plot for this whole thing, but if you want to call that useful.
Well, I guess because Nekomaru was turned to a robot because she was stupid.
Yeah, and this whole thing wouldn't have worked if he wasn't a robot, so...
Well, in some context, yeah, I guess you're right. I still wish Akane would have died instead.
Yeah.
Nekomaru would just let her die. I know that's really harsh to say, but Akane is, like we mentioned in chapter 3, generally very useless in terms of the overall plot. And you could have done something.
Time was off by 2 hours.
You could have done something with this chapter, even kind of sticking with the Funhouse and using a similar murder without Akane.
Yeah. 2 hours? That much?
We were starving pretty badly. There's no way we would have noticed.
Plus, the Funhouse has no windows. And there weren't any Monokuma announcements either.
However, for what reason did the killer alter our perception of time?
The reason is obvious. So they can lure out just Nekomaru.
Lure out only Nekomaru?
If you messed with the clocks and used a specific thing, you definitely get Nekomaru to the tower alone, right? From there, the killer's plan was a splendid success. That's all it means.
Besides messing with the time, the killer also used a specific thing? If they were trying to lure only Nekomaru, then that specific thing is...
I see! That's it. The killer made use of the Monokuma Tai Chi activity in the morning.
How did they use it?
We were required to go to Grape Tower every morning at 7 a.m. for that activity, right? But if they mess with all the clocks inside the building, what would that do to us? We wouldn't be able to attend on time, but that wouldn't affect Nekomaru. His radio clock had the exact time. That's right. In doing so, the killer was able to lure him to the tower by himself at the precise time.
Then, when I witnessed Nekomaru early in the morning...
If I recall, you witnessed Nekomaru around 5 a.m. And if that time was also 2 hours off, it should have been 7 a.m. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
His foot's
At
clipping
that
through the
time,
ground.
he was heading over to Monokuma Tai Chi, right on schedule.
His back foot's clipping through the floor.
No. That's the ball of his foot on the top of the stairs.
It looks like the front of it's
Looking-
clipping through it, though.
No. That's right.
Maybe it's just me. It just looks like that to
Yeah.
me. It doesn't look like his foot's quite as far up as it should be. Like if it's like right quite in front of the step as it should be.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe it's just me.
Well, if you want to get pedantic about it, it's his sleeve that's clipping over the left wall.
Kind of is. You're right.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah. They just put a 2D picture of Nekomaru over the 2D background, but didn't properly scale his right to be behind the walls.
Yeah. Oh well.
But
Doesn't matter.
If you actually look really closely, at least on my screen, he technically doesn't have a left foot in his sprite. It just cuts off at his ankle.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's also implied the left foot is just hidden by the step.
Yeah. But it kind of just ends right at his pant leg. But
That's what it does.
I see. Now that I think about it,
there's no way you
realize what Monokuma meant when he said those words.
no way you could see a detail that small on the PS Vita version.
No.
Too early. He didn't even ask you yet.
Jeez, how outrageous! I honestly didn't expect everyone to ditch Monokuma Tai Chi. But it turned out like this after all, so I guess it can't be helped.
When you said everyone, you were including us, right? We thought we came to the tower on time, but in truth, it was way past the meeting time.
It was at 9 a.m.
Yep,
by the
that's
time they
7.
got there.
Definitely
Ah,
7.
jeez! That's, well, how should I put it? What was it? You know, tripping over a foot, or something like that.
Putting your foot in your mouth. I think that's what he meant.
Are you talking about tripping over someone else's fault?
Wrong! Too bad!
Liar! I'm right!
That's not it! It's incorrect!
That's definitely the correct answer. You always get so stubborn like this.
Let's just ignore the peanut gallery. Now that we've found out how the killer lured Nekomaru, the number of suspects has drastically decreased.
Oh.
Hey, why would that decrease the number of suspects? Don't be a friggin' liar!
You'll know I'm not lying when you listen to what Fuyuhiko's going to say next.
Huh? What the hell do you mean?
You witnessed Nekomaru going toward the tower. Did something else happen after that?
Are you talking about that alarm?
Alarm?
A little while after I witnessed Nekomaru, the clock in the Strawberry House lounge started going off. Plus, it was just before that rumbling sound occurred. That's it. So that's what it is. If Nekomaru died when the rumble happened, then whoever doesn't have an alibi at the time is the prime suspect.
Really? Was there anyone who didn't have an alibi at that time?
Oh, I see what the killer was trying to do there.
I remember now. The sound was so loud I couldn't help bolting from my room. But there was one guy who never left the lounge. We were both on the same floor. It's pretty weird that bastard never came out of his guest room.
Which means that person does not have an alibi for when Nekomaru fell?
Who is it? Who's the bastard?
Whoever doesn't have an alibi. It's whoever doesn't have an alibi for that time, right?
You're the only one! The one who wasn't there. It's you, right, Nagito?
That's right. Nagito wasn't there. It was just me, Gundam, and Fuyuhiko.
You didn't come out, even though the alarm was going off like crazy. You weren't in your room, were you?
If that's the case, where were you?
Please, say something!
If you don't hurry up and answer, I'm gonna suicide dive you!
If I may be frank, even if I wanted to go to the lounge, I couldn't. You couldn't? What do you mean?
It's merely the foolish talk of the weak.
Not only did I not hear the alarm, I never even heard that rumbling sound.
He couldn't.
You're definitely fucking lying.
However, that is also true for me. It is obvious that I did not hear the alarm in Strawberry House. But I did not hear the rumbling sound either. Is that not strange? I mean, everyone else heard it.
To be honest, it's not just them. The same goes for me too. I was in a pretty deep sleep, so I thought that's why I couldn't hear it, but it wasn't that. I probably couldn't hear it at all.
Couldn't hear it? What does that mean?
You still don't know. Think about what the three of us who didn't hear a sound have in common, and I'm sure you'll figure it out.
The only people who didn't hear the alarm, or hear the rumbling noise, were Sonya, Nagito, Sonya, and Chiaki. The secret is what these three have in common? Could it also be the secret that points to the killer? I think I know exactly what the puzzle is here.
Yeah. Let's see, how do you spell it? Let's see, it's what do they call it? That was the what do they call the shrooms? It's the
Fairly certain you know what it is, you're just trying to get the right word.
yeah, I forgot what they called them specifically.
I know what the word is.
Was it the it wasn't premium, it was what was the word? I can't remember. It oh, I'm having a brain fart now. It was the what are they called? The deluxe. That's what it was.
Yeah, Deluxe, you're right.
Deluxe.
I was waiting for you to get it.
Yeah. See, it's L.
It's you.
U. Is it OU?
No, it's XE. Oh, whoa. Oh, that's not fair. At least you got it. Oh boy. Oh, that saved you.
Oh.
Ah. Getting crazy.
What?
The wrong one.
There we go.
There you go. You saved it. You saved it.
Nice.
Nagito, Sonia, and Chiaki, the three of you were staying in deluxe rooms, right? If I recall, the deluxe rooms are...
Soundproof. The guest rooms are divided the guest rooms are divided up by quality grade. The deluxe room is soundproof and has excellent air insulation. That is a really tiny detail from the very beginning of the chapter.
I remember this stumped you. This really got you when we played.
Yeah. Well, there was like 3 days or so between the beginning of this and actually doing the chapter. Trial. So yeah, I had long forgotten this tiny little piece of information in one sentence.
Yeah, because I remember this. Because I remember that stumped you when you were trying to figure out what those people have in common, and the one kind of connection that pointed to who it was.
Yeah,
that actually did it. I remember that stumped you really bad.
Yeah, well, it's such a tiny detail in one little sentence.
And I said I will be honest. That did when I first played. That stumped me too when I first played.
That's a brutally difficult thing to remember. The standard room may have so-so insulation, but it's still pretty decent. And the crummy room has severe airflow and draft problems.
The reason we could not hear the rumbling noise...
That's right. It was because the deluxe rooms have superior sound insulation. You actually noticed that. Nice catch, Hajime. Are you using your ultimate reserve corps student talent?
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me if that was if I doubt the Academy would do this, but if they sort of did something similar to the ultimate lucky student talent, where
it's like the best student in the reserve corps gets a special spot.
Either the one who either gets the best grades, or the one who actually seeks to be more than a reserve corps student and actually utilizes that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm kind of taking that approach in my second book. That kind of idea. Because I don't think Hope's Peak would do that, but that would be really interesting if they did. Sort of what they do with the ultimate lucky student. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Now then, you guys must understand by now, right? The true identity of Nekomaru's killer.
Hold on a sec. Why does that lead to who the killer is?
Why? Well, that fact just now is a very important clue, and a decisive factor in identifying the killer.
Decisive factor?
Somehow I feel like I understand what Nagito means. The killer among us. The killer who murdered Nekomaru.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah.
And it was the one person who should have been in the deluxe room.
Yep.
But who wasn't.
Yeah. He literally went all the way around. He was just 2 spots over to the right.
I wanted to make it dramatic.
There's something I want to ask you.
Yeah. That's fair. I'll give you that.
When the alarm rang at the Strawberry House Lounge, you rushed over there too, right?
What's wrong with that? If the bell of catastrophe rings throughout the night, it is the universe's providence to stop it.
Why were you able to hear it?
Hear what?
I mean, you were also staying in a deluxe room, right? Nagito was staying in a deluxe room in the same house on the same floor, and he couldn't even hear it. So why were you able to hear that alarm?
Now that you mention it...
Gundam?
There's only one possibility. You weren't in your room at the time. That's why, even though you were staying in a deluxe room, you still went to the lounge. Am I right?
Gundam, you have some sort of explanation, right?
Gundam probably couldn't return to his room because of Fuyuhiko.
Me?
After you saw Nekomaru heading to the tower, you stayed at the lounge for a while. Am I correct?
True. Yeah, he wouldn't have thought that Fuyuhiko would be there.
Yeah.
So otherwise he would have just returned to his room and just acted like nothing happened.
Yeah. I presume at this point he was already...
Until the moment that alarm started ringing.
I presume at this point
right?
Gundam was already... He was already out of his room by the time Fuyuhiko came out
Yeah.
to the lounge. He was probably not in his room then. He had probably already left.
Yeah.
If you were in the lounge for that long, the killer who had left earlier obviously wouldn't be able to go back.
Even though Mekamaru's murder was a death trap that utilized the alarm in his chest, the killer still needed to prepare the murder in advance.
Like putting Nekomaru in sleep mode and tying him up with the wire.
In order to do that, the killer needed to be waiting for Nekomaru at the tower. Which means when Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru, the killer was already at the tower.
And once they tried to go back, they couldn't because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge.
In their original plan, the killer should have returned to their room before the alarm in the lounge went off. And they were supposed to stay in their room. They weren't planning to come out and go to the lounge.
Which means they wouldn't have heard the alarm or the rumbling sound, thus proving they were in the room.
Just like us.
The best case scenario would have been if those two in the lounge had gone to check the deluxe rooms. After all, if they personally saw the killer sleeping in their room, it gives the killer a stronger alibi. Unfortunately, they failed to secure that alibi.
Because I was in the lounge.
So the killer couldn't go back to their room, and ended up hearing the lounge's alarm.
Hey, what are you doing?
This raucous. It is louder than the supreme ruler of the netherworld bellowing for a sacrifice.
How come making all that noise so suddenly?
But why'd you come out? You should have hid till the excitement died down.
If Gundam tried to hide, and if those two went to his room to check on him, he would have been found out.
You know, why couldn't he have just slipped into his room while they were shouting at the alarm clock?
I think Fuyuhiko would have seen him the way he was looking. He would have probably seen him moving past him.
Maybe. It looked like he was pretty preoccupied with the clock, though. I don't know.
I think that just by the way he was looking, Fuyuhiko would probably have seen him.
Yeah.
That would have been the worst possible outcome. That's why he couldn't just stay hidden.
If those two had just checked the deluxe rooms as planned, that would have been ideal, but how ironic. The moment Fuyuhiko set foot in the lounge, your plan was doomed.
Gundam? Please, can you at least say something?
Answer me this. Including myself in my 4 dark devas of destruction, how many ears do we possess?
It's just a math question.
The answer is 10. That's right, I possess 10 ears. That means I have 5 times the hearing of a normal human. The soundproof system here may as well not exist.
That's quite the logic there.
Is that your argument?
You bastard! Do you understand the situation you're in right now?
Do not panic. The truth shall now commence. At the time, I left my room to go to the bathroom. By coincidence, I heard the alarm. That's right. That's all it was. The world is always so simple.
Are you saying it was just a coincidence? Isn't that timing a little too perfect?
And yet, I'm being suspected by all of you. It seems it was actually horrible timing on my part.
I see. You're still holding out. Well, you don't have to admit it. We're going to decide who the killer is with the majority vote anyway.
I'm surprised they haven't brought up that point sooner. And a lot of the other trials, they go to great lengths to make the person finally admit it. But as long as the majority has figured it out, then the killer doesn't have to technically admit to anything.
Yeah, I mean, as long as the majority vote is correct, like, as long as they're pretty positive the majority vote's correct, I mean.
Yeah, because, like, theoretically, Mekon could have just kept denying it forever, but they still would have been correct by voting for her. So, yeah.
So, why don't we just go ahead and start voting? It's obvious that Gundam is the killer.
Hold on a sec.
You know, Hajime, this class trial, this killing, it's merely the opening act, you know.
Hey! What do you mean the class trial is just the opening act?
Perhaps I should say, it's just a farce. Just a boring farce. So boring, so stressful. I'm so painfully bored that I might develop stomach ulcers. Seriously, let's just hurry up and finish this before I collapse from poor health.
Nagito, something definitely happened to you, didn't it? At some point during the investigation, your behavior became even weirder. What actually happened? Did you discover something?
Well, let's just leave that fun for later. And finish this opening act already.
Ah, you said opening act again!
Please hold on! We have yet to hear Gundam's rebuttal!
But he's completely shut up. Perhaps he can't argue anymore.
Gundam!
I was simply at a loss for words after being dumbfounded by your pathetic assumption. In fact, I shall deny the very basis. Your assumption has been wrong since the beginning.
Since the beginning?
Based on your assumption, I hung Nekomaru from the 4th floor of the tower and made the floor descend to the 1st floor. From there, after returning to Strawberry House, I was present when the alarm at the lounge went off, correct? Although going to and fro is busy enough as it is, how would I be able to travel between both houses anyway?
I see. The contact elevator was broken.
As I recall, the killer tampered with the Grape House control panel, which shut down the elevator. Plus, the stopped elevator should have been facing the Grape House side. If so, the human who used the elevator would have left it at Grape House. For these reasons, it's an indisputable fact that the killer destroyed the elevator at Grape House.
And what's wrong with that?
If the elevator was broken at Grape House, you wouldn't be able to return to Strawberry House.
However, I was already at Strawberry House. I was present when the alarm in the lounge started ringing. Which means your assumption is clearly wrong.
Are you serious? And here I thought it's already been decided.
Have you learned your lesson, pitiful humans? You cannot overcome this contradiction.
That's wrong. When something is wrong, Or when something is obviously wrong, that's when a contradiction is born. There's no such thing as a contradiction that can't be overcome.
Okay.
I think this is a Exorb one.
Yeah, because I know what I think you're supposed to get, but I don't
That
see it.
elevator was
Yeah.
the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken,
Yeah, I think you absorbed
your
that thing.
assumption collapses.
Plus,
No, I think you
the
hit
elevator
something.
was
I think you absorbed something else and hit that.
broken
Yeah.
at Grape House.
If the killer cannot return to Strawberry House,
Since I was at Strawberry House at that time, there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
Yeah,
How much
yes, you got
longer
it.
do you plan to lecture me? Why don't we stop this already?
I think this is only the second time you have to do this in the game.
Yeah.
Outside of the tutorial. No contradiction I can shoot through. Or there's no contradiction I can't shoot through. I'm gonna find out what it is. For the sake of everyone's hope, I'll shoot through that contradiction.
That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses.
Oh, not
No,
three
that's
houses?
wrong.
This ain't Fire Emblem. I have that game. I need to play it.
Yeah,
It's on my
I heard
list.
it.
No,
I heard it's
there
pretty
should have
good.
been another way to move between the two houses without the elevator.
It's on my list of I have like a list of 10 games that I haven't played that I want to play, and it is on that list. I do own it, and it's in my top 5 of those 10 games that I want to
Yeah.
play.
Yeah, maybe
Maybe
we'll
over-
stream that one too. That'd be a very long stream.
And considering I've never played a Fire Emblem game in my life,
Yeah,
that would be
those
the-
games are very long.
yeah, especially when I do all 3 paths or whatever it is.
Yeah,
It's like,
no,
yeah,
it's probably not a good streaming game. That'd probably be very boring for everyone involved.
that'd be more like a Let's Play.
Yeah,
And it's like that, maybe like over winter break I'll play it
yeah,
by myself. But that is a game I want to play.
yeah, yeah. I mean, when we're just chilling over winter break, we could just play it on your TV or whatever.
Yeah, we can
But-
try that. We can play a little bit of it. Yeah, we can try that. It'll be fun.
But yeah.
Such a method does not exist.
Then why don't we ask the person who actually used that method?
I don't even know why it does this because it's pretty obvious.
Yeah. Well, not everyone else saw it though. That's
Yeah.
just Chiaki.
Nagito, you should know.
Huh? What are you talking about?
What do you mean? What are we talking?
You appeared suddenly that one time because you used that method, right?
You cut out there. I can hear what you said.
I was just saying. What do you mean you don't know?
Yeah.
Because obviously he knows.
Nagito, why are you here? Because I showed up.
There's a secret passage connecting the first floor of Strawberry House to the third floor of Grape House. Isn't that right?
Jeez. Once again, I let the reserve course show off. But you're right. There's a door on the floor of the Octagon, which is on the first floor of Strawberry House. After I opened the door and went down... Surprise, surprise! I ended up in the Monokuma Archive, which is on the third floor of Grape House.
And the ceiling is black, so it would have been extremely difficult to notice anything like a trap door in the ceiling.
Yeah.
Or to get up to it from there. You would have been so distracted from the Monokuma stuff.
Yeah. That's just the
And
point, I
plus-
suppose.
And plus they also mentioned that it was... They say, oh, it's pointless to go in there,
Yeah.
right, in the first place.
Mhm.
Which was probably intentionally done, so it's even less likely that anyone would actually be in there if anyone used the door.
Yeah.
So that's probably why it exists like this in the first place.
Mhm. Really, unless you
Meaning the third floor and the fourth floor are actually connected.
unless you want to get the Monokuma that's hidden up there, you don't actually have to go in there.
Yeah.
You never actually have to go in there unless you want to get that Monokuma.
Yeah. And then that's also why, if you think about it, why on the top floor of Strawberry House is the open air playground,
Yeah.
and that's why it's just a closed like room, because it's not, you know, open air. It's under the rest of the building.
Yeah.
Plus, once you've cleared the final dead room once, you can pass through it as many times as you want.
If they used that secret passage, they could have gone between the two houses as much as they wanted.
Infinity Unlimited Flame! However, what if the killer was unaware of the existence of the final dead room?
There's no way they didn't know.
That is merely an illusion you have fabricated from your own suspicion. If you value your life, you should stop with your scrutiny.
There's no way I can stop.
What did you say? Don't make me angry! You wouldn't like me when I'm angry!
Don't make me angry. Final showdown. Okay, I have no idea what to pull.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes.
But how am I supposed to hit that?
Provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say!
It's really weird to hit these things.
Illusion.
Oh, it's...
Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities? Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes. Provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
It's really annoying to hit these things.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes. Provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
You almost had enough to, I think, get the button mash.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes. Provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
It's really hard.
Yeah. I remember this one, it was really hard for me.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes. Provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
It's really hard.
Yeah.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes. Provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion.
You have plenty of cuts, so you don't have to, like,
Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
You have plenty of slices on this one, so you don't have to worry about
Even
trying
if
to
the
cut
turbid box
multiple
doesn't
ones.
exist, you could travel through multiple planes. Provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
I thought you had... Oh! I thought you had it that time.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes. Provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
You're running out of time.
I know, I can't get it! I can't! I've tried everything.
Even if the turbid box
I don't know how to
doesn't
do
exist,
this one.
you could travel through multiple planes. Provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
Oh, shoot. Oh, I thought you had it that time. I thought that was enough.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes. Provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
Is that close enough?
Oh, dude!
Even
You're not gonna
if
get
the
it.
turret box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
Go, 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 go!
Okay.
Yes! Oh, you only have 18 seconds, dude!
The secret passage exists. The secret passage.
You know what the one you have to use
I don't
is,
know
right?
which one to do it.
Know the limits of your own reasoning. You say the killer went to the octagon. Don't bark, you cur!
Oh, you're screwed.
At least pray to
Oh,
the key
that was the
which
one!
dwells
You were supposed to
in
hit that one.
Yeah.
Damn it!
Dang it, I have to restart it. Dang it, that was really hard.
Yeah. Well, you're not getting an A rank now if you ever were.
Yeah. No. I'll do it.
This is my.
Yes, you try.
We will never give up.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, right when you got it. I hate that it literally. Okay. I know which one you have to use.
Yeah.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes.
I keep doing the wrong one. Okay, which one?
Provided you
Wire.
use a spacious wormhole.
I haven't even looked at the.
However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
Not enough, is it?
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
Go get that one. You got it. Yes, you got it that time. Now you gotta make sure you get this so you don't have to get backtracked.
The secret passage was at the octagon.
I know which one you have to use.
Know the limits of your own reasoning. You say the killer went to the octagon. Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom of blind confusion, at least pray to the key which dwells in the light!
Okay, good, you got. Okay. Yeah, that pretty much tells you what it is.
Yeah.
I actually knew what it was.
Know the limits of your own reasoning! You say the killer went to the octagon. Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom of blind confusion.
There you go, okay.
Cut through those words.
Okay, you got it. That one's one of the hardest ones, I think.
The wire used to string up Nekomaru's body.
I think that's one of the hardest one of those rebuttal showdowns to do.
Yeah.
That one took me a long time when I did it.
Yeah, I remember. I think we also failed it last time when we did it.
Yeah, I did. I knew what I had to hit, but I struggled with that first one.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's tough.
Yeah, it is. I'm in good company, though. I mean, you struggle with it
The
too?
hammer
We're in
that
good
looked
company.
like the weapon, and the chain on the door in the tower. Those are all the items that weren't in Funhouse. Where did the killer obtain them?
The only place I can think of is the octagon. There were various weapons and tools there. I'm pretty sure I saw stuff like wires, hammers, and chains too.
Since those items were used in the crime, there's no doubt that the killer went to the octagon.
You have been pantsed.
If that's the case, they obviously know about the secret passage too, right?
It seems this is the end. Normally, we'd end up listening to Hajime lecture us with a very long summary of the case. But there's no reason to waste any more time on this opening act. So I'm going to end this right now.
Hey, what are you...
First of all, by messing with all the clocks in the building, Gundam tried to lure only Nekomaru. The elevator was probably broken by that point. Thanks to that, Nekomaru wasn't able to go to Grape Tower, which was supposed to be the meetup point. So he tried going over to Strawberry Tower, just like we did when we found out the elevator was broken. Well, it's obvious he'd attempt that. At that time, We didn't know the two towers were the exact same place. Also, the button in Strawberry Hall wasn't broken, so he was easily able to enter Strawberry Tower. But surprise! Gundam was waiting for Nekomaru's arrival.
Hold on. If Nekomaru didn't go to Strawberry Tower, what would the killer have done then?
Their plan was a balancing act of uncertainties, but even if they failed, they probably wouldn't have minded. They can just greet everyone the next morning as if nothing happened, and come up with a different plan.
And, without such a risky plan, they wouldn't have been able to lure him at all.
I'm going to continue summarizing the case, okay? Through this, Gundam successfully lured Nekomaru to Strawberry Tower. There's no way he could fight head-on with the robotic Nekomaru, so by pressing the goodnight button, he rendered Nekomaru powerless without fighting him.
Hold on! What did you just say? That I didn't battle?
What's wrong with that?
Don't mess with me! Don't mess with me! I cannot ignore those words!
Why are you angry all of a sudden?
You fools do not understand! You don't understand at all! Ha! You make me laugh! After all this time, you still don't understand anything at all!
I don't understand anything. What does that mean?
It means you don't understand anything, Akane.
And you don't.
You do not.
Can't even understand your own feelings.
It appears I cannot finish just yet. Maybe I'm just a human destined for hell. However, I cannot finish just yet. I cannot finish!
But you should get that looked at by a doctor.
What do you intend to do?
Yeah.
It's obvious! I'm going to destroy your illusory assumptions!
Are you saying you still have more? You still have room to argue?
Your words. You said I pressed Nekomaru's goodnight button. However, that button was on the back of Nekomaru's neck. To press it, I'd have to get behind him.
It's not easy to get the drop on Coach Nekomaru.
It's even more difficult if it's a one-on-one situation.
Just as I thought, truly frail. Succumbing so easily to this simple argument, it was just a mere illusion.
Illusion.
If you want to set me up as the killer, at least surpass your own human limitations.
That's wrong, Gundam. You're the one who's wrong.
Such a wonderful line. However, I cannot say that I'm satisfied. Listen well. I shall teach you 2 tips for making someone admit their defeat. First, you must crush them with your own overwhelming power. And as for the other, you must provide a reason that will persuade that human. You have not fulfilled either of those yet.
I guess you really don't want to admit it. Then, just as you requested, I'll provide an argument that'll leave you with no choice but to be persuaded. Okay, you gotta do the panic talk action.
I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire!
Don't forget you have to reload stuff in this one. There you go.
Crushed as David prophesies! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! Show me the cadaver! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! For the Tanaka Empire!
Oh, he overrode you. No, he stopped.
Empire!
Blocked it out.
Wither!
Canceled each other out.
Crushed as David prophesies! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither!
Okay, don't fail this.
It's Nekomaru's back. Do you really think I can get behind him so easily?
This is the end!
Okay.
Nice.
Even if you didn't get behind Nekomaru, you should have been able to press the button on the back of his neck.
I have to say, this one is way easier than 3's rhythm game.
Oh, yeah. Maybe, yeah. I actually like the one in 3, like...
I think it's more fun, but it was definitely more challenging.
Yeah, like, especially 6.
Yeah.
It's like, with this one, I think the only reason I don't like this one as much as I do with the one in 1 or 3 is because I just don't like the perspective. Like, that the rhythm meter, it, like, comes like a semicircle towards the screen, and that throws me off.
But, like, in general, it's just kind of easy. You just push one button, or you basically just push one of 2 buttons, and then fever time at the right time, and it's pretty much free. I don't know.
Maybe part of it was I never used that, but I just didn't like how the semicircle goes towards the screen. I didn't really like that.
That's the only really difficult part of it at all, since you only have to worry about the timing and not much else.
Yeah, maybe it was because I was also sitting pretty far away from the TV when we were doing it.
Yeah.
When I was at your house, because I was sitting on the couch in the back.
Yeah.
So.
As long as you have the power of the hamsters you keep with you.
That's a great line. That's a great line.
Are you seriously saying he used his hamsters to press the button on the back of Nekomaru's neck?
Of course that'd be impossible for a normal hamster, but it would have been possible for Gundams. In fact, we saw that with our very own eyes, right?
Emissary of evil, in accordance with our ancient contract, the time has come to lend me your aid. Pierce through, Supernova Silver Fox Sandy!
Choo-choo!
Quick. Ah, you pressed the button? Truly, this is the skyline lamentation of art of the demon mouse. Soon the door of destiny shall open.
Now that you mention it, after Ibuki was killed in the music venue, one of Gundam's hamsters retrieved the piece of wallpaper from the baton lighting, right? Hey, with your friends and their exceptionally smart brains, it must have been possible. To secretly get one of them behind Mechamaru and press the button on the back of his neck.
How about it, Gundam?
Not just myself, but you actually brought up how splendid my subordinates are. I have no recourse but to admit it.
Admit it? Did you say you admit it?
It appears I've obtained a one-way ticket to hell. Fine! Then you must trample me underfoot and advance. Victory can only be built upon a foundation of corpses. You cannot find peace without sacrifice anywhere. Now, trample this life. Trample it as though it were mere trash on the side of the road. Pull the curtain strings of this worthless performance with your own 2 hands.
Alright, let's see how you do with this. Alright, what do we got?
Even though Nagito wanted to skip this part, I'm still gonna do it.
So what do we got? Who set the clock in the lounge? Yeah, who set the clock? Not the clock. That's not the clock that was set.
Yeah.
What do Nekomaru Akane heard something? The doorknob breaks off and the clock in the lounge. Who was in the lounge early in the morning?
I don't think it's that one. Well.
But who was in the lounge?
Yeah, I don't think it's that one yet.
What time did Fuyuhiko see Nekomaru? Don't have that one yet. Nekomaru's
weaknesses. No. So we know we have the doorknob one that breaks.
The wire wrapped around his feet. Don't have that.
Okay,
Go for what after leaving the tower.
No.
What was the fake weapon?
We don't have that.
Who gathered at the lounge?
Yeah, this
That one, yeah. Why did Nekomaru fall?
Oh, the doorknob. And then you heard the rumbling noise.
You already have that one.
Oh, yeah. Okay. What time did Nekomaru?
Due to his chest. So it's one of those two.
Yeah.
Do you have the one where they did the thing to his chest clock? Not that one. No.
Must be this one.
No, that's the wire.
Okay, so that's that, and that's
So
that.
it's
So
gotta
it
be
must
the
be
clock.
this one, yeah.
Alarm set for 5:30. It's 2:40 right now.
So it must have been one of these back here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, one second. Yeah, that's a really bad hint when it said who. That doesn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lounge.
I like how even the hamster's grayed out.
Hiko, see Nekomaru.
You don't have that one.
Nekomaru's weakness.
I like how the hamster's grayed out too.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Wire, you don't have that one yet.
Yeah. And then we know the hammer.
The fake weapon. Yeah, the kill destroy what after leaving the tower. Fake weapon, yeah, you have that. Okay, I think I know which other one you have to use.
Yeah. So it's not this one.
Yeah, it's that.
Then,
Yeah, that's that one. Yeah, it's hot. Fuck 3. Okay.
did we get all of them at the beginning here?
No, you missed one.
Oh, okay. We got 2. Okay,
I
so
don't think you have those. I don't think
it's
any
in
of
the
those.
lounge. No.
Not those. That's who you know. It's not it either.
No. So the wire.
Yeah, you
No,
already
that's that one. Okay, yeah. And the doorknob.
What did they destroy after leaving the tower? Okay. Nice. Last stop.
Okay.
What time did you see Nekomaru? Who was at the lounge early in the morning? No, that's not it.
It's in the lounge. Oh, that's him.
Yeah, it's 5:30. That should be right. No, that's 5. That should be right.
Yeah.
That's 5 o'clock.
Here's
There we
everything
go.
that happened in this case.
Okay.
Act 1.
Let's first go over the many tricks the killer prepared before they committed the crime. First, they destroyed the contact elevator. This separated Nagito and the others in Strawberry House from our group in Grape House. Next, they lured Nekomaru out by himself by turning back all the clocks in the Funhouse by 2 hours. Additionally, in order to secure an alibi, the killer went to the Strawberry House lounge and set the wall clock's alarm to 5:30 a.m. After finishing their preparations, the killer went to Strawberry Tower with the necessary tools in hand. They obtained these tools from the Octagon, which you can enter once you clear the final dead room.
Which means he did the Russian roulette too, but probably with 1 bullet instead of 5.
Yeah, I think he even says that
Yeah.
he did it with just 1. Which is why he didn't get the...
This means
the other
the killer
stuff that
discovered the
Nagito
secret
got.
of the Funhouse
Yeah,
faster
'cause-
than anybody else.
Yeah, because Monokuma mentioned that you get a prize varying on the difficulty that you clear that.
Yeah.
So Nagito, or not Nagito, Gundam probably just got access to the Octagon itself and the secret of the Funhouse, and knowing what the ultimate weapon was, he didn't get all the files. He wouldn't have gotten all the files.
Yeah.
That secret being, Strawberry House and Grape House are actually the same building. On the morning of the incident, Nekomaru woke up and headed over to Grape Tower for a specific reason. There, Fuyuhiko, who was at the lounge by coincidence, witnessed Nekomaru. According to Fuyuhiko's testimony, that was around 5 a.m., but by that point, the killer had already messed with our perception of time. In actuality, Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru at 7 a.m. That's also the same time Monokuma Taichi begins. Nekomaru went to Grape Tower to participate in that. However, because the contact elevator was broken, Nekomaru was unable to go to Grape Tower.
I love that
So
picture of
he
him.
decided to try going to Strawberry Tower.
Love that pose Nekomaru's in right there.
But the killer was waiting for him there.
Like, the hamsters look like missiles.
Yeah.
4 dark devas of destruction!
Yeah. What does that say on the bottom? Oh, just says destruction. Okay.
With the power of hamsters, they were able to press the good night button on the back of Nekomaru's neck.
Power of hamsters.
The power of hamsters. How must I attain this power of the hammies?
Yeah.
As Kazuichi called them.
That's a line for the books. If I'm gonna list like favorite quotes.
This forced him to enter sleep mode, rendering him immobile.
If I'm talking like top 15 favorite quotes in this game, that would definitely be in there. Power of hamsters. That's definitely my top 15 favorite quotes in this game.
Yeah.
From there, the killer began preparing to use the ultimate weapon. First, they set the alarm in Nekomaru's chest to 7:30 a.m. so he'd wake up. Then they tied him up with a metal wire, tied the tip of the wire into a loop, and hung it on the doorknob.
You're actually right when you said that like earlier, like you know, because of Akane, Nekomaru really got screwed because if he's not a robot, then this crime can't happen in the way that it did.
Yeah.
So Akane indirectly caused Nekomaru to die twice.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I doubt she realizes that.
Yeah, I mean, either he would have just murdered someone else, or the murder would have happened, or like no murder would have happened at all, and they all just die in there.
Or yeah, or
someone else tries to murder.
Yeah, someone else would have tried. Either Gundam would have gone after someone else, or the murder would have happened differently. So.
After leaving Strawberry Tower, the killer then destroyed the door button to Strawberry Hall. They did this to keep us from entering Strawberry Tower, and to keep us from discovering the secret of the building's structure that they used to kill Nekomaru. Then, they used the secret octagon passageway to travel to Grape House. After arriving at Grape Hall, they pressed the button to open the door to the tower. When that happened, the elevator-like floor of the tower began descending, and Nekomaru's body was still inside, dangling upside down in midair from the wire. The killer entered Grape Tower to see if their setup was successful, and placed a hammer on the floor to look like the weapon, then wrapped a chain around the back door. This was done to make us falsely believe we couldn't enter the tower from Strawberry Hall. With this, the killer finished their setup and tried to go back to their room using the secret passage, so they could craft their alibi when Nekomaru died from the fall. But something unexpected happened. Fuyuhiko, who saw Nekomaru earlier, was still at the lounge. As a result, the killer couldn't return to their room, and with no options available, time ran out. The lounge's wall clock alarm started ringing at 5:30. Well, actually 7:30. To avoid a worst-case scenario, the killer was forced to appear in front of Fuyuhiko with the others. When the wall clock's alarm rang, that was also the same time Nekomaru was waking up. He woke up while he was still hanging upside down, so he couldn't help but sway his body powerfully. Originally, the loop of wire was only supposed to slip off the doorknob. But because there was a heavier load than expected, the doorknob ended up breaking.
Boom.
Nekomaru fell from the 4th floor all the way to the 1st floor. He crashed into the pillar, which decapitated him on impact, and died. The sound of Nekomaru's impact echoed throughout the funhouse. However, by this point, the killer's plan was about to fail, thanks to the broken doorknob and Fuyuhiko. Meaning, the killer is someone who wouldn't have heard the alarm if they were in the deluxe room. They also wouldn't have been able to return to their guest room, because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge. That someone is Gundam Tanaka. I can't think of anyone else but you.
Got a portal here.
Splendid. That was splendid. For a mere human, you did quite well.
Stop. Stop it already. Stop using weird words to avoid the truth. Or I'll friggin' kill you myself!
I cannot believe it. I just cannot believe
You've been silent for a long time, Sonia.
you killed Nekomaru? I cannot believe something like that.
You don't wish to forgive me? Do you feel regret? Then finish it! Cast your impure votes for Gundam Tanaka! My beloved, deadly foes, let the voting time begin!
Dun, dun, dun.
Yep. And see that B rank. Yep, the 0.
B.
B, yeah.
I mean,
If you had gotten a better on that, you might have actually had an A.
yeah, I actually didn't do too bad on the other ones.
No, you didn't.
Um,
We have a how many? We have a ton of coins now. We probably got over 400 or 500 now.
Yeah, for sure.
We can definitely get those last few items just by spending as much money as we need.
This result isn't all that exciting. Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote. Who will be chosen as the blackened?
I wonder
Will
who.
you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? Please pull the lever! Oh, crap! I bit my tongue at the most important part!
I thought that happened in 3. I knew that happened at some point in this game. I thought that was 3 that happened.
Yeah. Does he even have a tongue to bite?
Well, you know, like in V3 he does. Yes, that's
Yeah.
probably when he licks.
Oh, yeah.
When he,
I
like,
guess he
drools.
does have a tongue.
When he like drools, you know?
Yeah.
Gundam. Alright, buddy.
I guess he does have a tongue out sprite in this one, too.
Yeah.
Ugh! It'd be bad if I bit my tongue again. Wolf speak slowly. Judging from the results, you guys were correct once again. Getting 4 in a row without any mistakes is a splendid achievement. That's right. The one who killed the robotic Nekomaru, the amazing Funhouse, was Gundam Tanaka.
Nice!
Yay! I said all that without biting my tongue!
Good for
Now
you,
then.
buddy. Now that we've decided who the killer is, let's do the execution already and get this over with. Hold on. It's true that the class trial is finished, but that doesn't mean the incident is over. We can't finish this yet till we hear it from Gundam.
Jeez.
No matter what he says, it won't change a thing. Well, I have no right to stop you either, so do whatever you like.
Fall, my tears.
Why do you wish to talk to one who has lost? The loser merely leaves. It would be just be unnecessary for me to say something.
Listen well.
Is what I would like to say, but for honor's sake, I shall correct one thing. Correct?
How pitiful.
You guys said I made Nekomaru powerless without fighting him. That, however, is a great mistake. Huh?
Fine.
Nekomaru did fight. That is no mistake. And because he fought, he lost and died.
Damn it!
Lost and died?
This, too, must be the will of causality.
If he was just trying to cling to life, there are many ways he could have done so. However, he did not allow that.
You.
What do you mean? Explain.
Fine then, I shall reveal it all.
Let's make history.
Within the final dead room, I discovered the secret of the Funhouse. And I devised a killing plan utilizing that secret. By tampering with all the clocks in the building, I succeeded in luring Nekomaru to the tower. And that is what happened.
This is what happened.
Oh, sorry. This is what happened, excuse me. Nekomaru and I were alone in the tower, standing face to face with one another. I should say I expected as much from Nekomaru. He sensed my subtle killing intent and instantly understood the situation. And we had ourselves a stare down. In that situation, if he wanted to run away, it would have been easy for him to do so. He could have run away, or even called for help. But he did not turn his back to me. Instead, he chose a fight that risked life and death.
That is...
A fight that risked life and death?
Let me tell you this.
He was serious too. He gave it his all to try to kill me.
Huh?
If I had died instead, the mystery surrounding the case would have been even more complicated. You would never know why I, the victim, went to the tower by myself.
I can see it!
Nobody would know that the victim, me, was actually the one who planned the whole thing.
Could it be?
Nekomaru really did that?
Sensing even my subtle killing intent, as expected of you, Nekomaru.
The scourging, stinging, tense atmosphere. I've been a team manager for so long, I'd nearly forgotten this. This is great! What a comforting atmosphere!
What a comforting atmosphere.
Wow.
Standing in the presence of someone wanting to kill me.
Yeah.
That's a great line.
And what is your reason? Do you intend to resolve this situation by killing me?
I am the Warlock, Gundam Tanaka. Heroes, Lords of Darkness, and even the gods themselves flee from me. I need not cling to any trivial reason. I'm simply going to kill you because your very existence is an annoyance.
You'll drench your soul with evil until the bitter end, huh? Splendid! In response to your spirit, I shall kill you with all of my might. I won't go easy on you. Don't even think about holding back. Don't waste your breath on cowardly tactics. Give me everything you got.
Nekomaru need I. Your blood will drench the foundation of my empire!
That is...
Why? Why did you fight? We are all friends. Why couldn't you stop this? Even if both sides agreed, it was still wrong. I will not argue. I have no intention of forcing my values upon you.
Let me tell you this.
However, I must say this. What's the point of living if you're just waiting until you finally die?
You weakling!
There's nothing courageous about that. That is abandonment, a mere feeling of resignation.
Wait, are you telling us we just have to wait until we starve to death?
I'd rather have that happen to us than have our friends kill each other. Huh? Do you mean that you'd rather die?
Fall, my tears.
Ever since we were locked inside that building, everyone has been dominated by that feeling of abandonment. Excuse me. However, nothing is born from resignation. That is simply a reason to give up.
If you flinch, you will die!
Giving up on life. That's an insult to life itself.
Let me ask.
Have you fools heard of the term dog eat dog?
Cannibalism?
Fine.
In zoology, cannibalism is a commonly observed phenomenon. Many creatures at some point in their lifespan engage in cannibalism.
Listen well!
That is what it means to live! If you say killing for the sake of living is evil, then what would you call giving up on life itself?
I shall engulf this world.
If a world could consider that justice, then I will fight that world with every last fiber of my being. Giving up on life and choosing death is nothing but a blasphemy toward life.
I renounce you!
It is a violation of the natural order. It is the arrogance of humanity.
You.
Are you saying all that to try to justify what you did?
But it sounds like Nekomaru felt the same way too. That's why they fought, right?
Damn it.
Fine.
That man. That man had the courage to die when he needed to die. That is why he challenged me to our battle. Regardless, as I've already said, I do not intend to force my values upon you fools. I have betrayed you all. That is the absolute truth.
Fall, my tears.
But, even so, don't you think it's a better alternative to slowly starving to death here?
Oh.
That belief is why you committed your crime?
You...
Hey, what about the final dead room? Did you do the Russian roulette too?
Let's make history.
Unlike Nagito, I only did it once, but... compared to my battle with Nekomaru, that was mere child's play.
Well?
You know, after listening to you talk for a while, I'm starting to think that... Well, it's also because you unexpectedly admitted your crime without much resistance.
Gundam, don't tell me you didn't sacrifice yourself for our sake, did you? I cannot believe you would ask such a foolish question.
My name is Gundam Tanaka!
Just who do you think I am? I am Gundam Tanaka, history's greatest monster. My cursed existence is feared by all mankind. There's no way I'd sacrifice myself for the sake of you fools.
Fade like dust in the wind.
Not in a million. Not in a billion. Not in 10 10,000 billion? What that?
Yeah, 10. That's a Japanese thing.
Not in 10,000 billion years. In the name of pandemonium, it is impossible. Is that it? Then I'll just leave it at that. Now then, let us be rid of this foolish talk. It's about time the fun started. Monokuma, let us begin!
Yes, indeed.
Yay! Got it! I have prepared a special punishment for the ultimate breeder, Gundam Tanaka!
Please wait!
Please wait, this is just too much.
I beg of you!
Please, Monokuma, please help Gundam.
Huh?
Miss Sonia.
I beg of you!
Please, I beg of you.
How pitiful.
Sonia. An act as unrefined as stopping a man from going to his death does not befit a noble such as yourself.
I think he didn't really care about everyone else. I think he did what he did to save Sonia specifically.
I think in general, I think that part's true. I think in general I like to believe he truly did, at least on some level, care about everyone else. Like didn't really, or at least in the level of he didn't really want everyone to die by starving, because that kind of contradicts his belief of, just waiting to die, like insulting life. So whether he cared personally about anyone specifically besides Sonya is up for debate, but I think he at least cared enough that he didn't want them just to die starving to death.
Yeah.
And Nekomaru definitely wouldn't have wanted anyone to die starving to death.
Yeah.
Which is probably why Nekomaru, didn't run away.
Yeah.
Gundam.
Is it fine to start for reals, right?
Fine.
Yes, I do not mind. However,
What is it, my 4 dark devas of destruction? Are you worried about me? Oh, my feared 4 dark devas of destruction, that is not like you at all. However, there is no need to fear. In this world, I am only a temporary visitor. I was simply visiting for a moment, and now that my duty is complete, I must return to the darkness. That is why, until the very end, pride, conceit, courage, insolence, fearful of nothing, daunted by nothing. Let us laugh uproariously!
love that laugh uproariously.
Yeah. If he really believes all this stuff, he might just be one of the craziest characters. Maybe between him and the crazy guy from 3.
Kyo or whatever?
Yeah, Kyo.
Yeah, correct, yeah.
Both of them are pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Kyo probably might be a little bit crazier, though.
At least Gundam's not a serial killer.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess although technically Kyo himself isn't either.
Technically, no.
Yeah, he's written that way, but
yeah.
But
if you just take the characters at face value, then
yeah.
As a real person, Gundam might be crazier.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's pretty out there.
Yeah.
That is Gundam Tanaka! I shall stick with my evil until the very end!
I'm gonna miss voicing this guy though. I feel like this chapter got rid of like 2 of the best voice work we have, but also 2 of the hardest ones to do.
Yeah.
Because like doing his voice for a long time is probably as much a strain on my voice as you doing Nekomaru for a long time.
Yeah.
Open sesame pandemonium! I shall fill hell with true hell!
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
Alright, here we go. Fusion 4.
Pop. Been found guilty. Time for the punishment.
Yep. Got a buffalo there and a lion. Rhino, I guess. Send them to Naka Stampede, is what that said. Oh, the hamsters. They look so sad.
Yeah.
Oh, he's left them there on the side.
Yeah.
Is that like a magic circle? Is that what that is?
Yeah. I guess it's his,
dark magic or whatever.
Yeah.
Himiko would have been proud.
Yeah.
He just got frickin' Mufasa'd.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really what happened. He just got Mufasa'd right there.
Yeah.
It didn't kill him right away, though. The angel animals.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if he would have liked the fact he's going up instead of down, because that's not what he said he wanted.
Yeah. Going to
heaven.
Animal heaven.
Yeah. Oh, it looks so sad. That one guy's got a seat over there.
Yeah. I think that's supposed to be a Lion King reference, though.
Yeah. The fact he just got freaking Mufasa'd.
Yeah, and you see his face in the sky. Like,
yeah.
Yeah,
I guess you're right. I never thought of the face in the sky being a Lion King reference.
Yeah.
Sorry. I have to get my voice back a bit after doing all that Gundam dialogue. Gundam! No! No! Even after Gundam is gone, the spirit of his parting words still lingered deep in our chests. Don't give up on life. Did I misunderstand what he meant? Then what's the right thing to do? I don't know. No matter how much I think about it, I don't know if I'll ever be able to answer that.
Damn it.
Damn it. I'm so pissed off. I need to throw something.
Damn it!
You all spent so much time worrying about each other. And thanks to that, things ended up like this. You're all full of shit. Every last one of you. The biggest piece of shit is me.
The worst.
Damn it. Why am I so weak?
Yeah, most of the stuff that happened in this chapter, like, indirectly is your fault.
Yeah.
At least, like, in relation to what happened to Nekomaru, as I said, that is really indirectly all your fault.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's such a downer, clearly. But still, even though we feel this way, we still gotta do our very best.
You are right.
This time around, we must move forward. We must continue to live and believe in our friends. If not,
You are right.
Gundam will most likely crawl his way out of hell, and I presume he will be very cross with us. You're right. You're right. Right. We shouldn't just stand here. I mean, it's not like this is over. We still have to do it. We still have to finish this. For the sake of our friends who have died, we need to finish this once and for all. We've now officially lost half of the group. We're down to 7 now.
Yeah.
So...
Plus Monami.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about the students.
Yeah.
There is 7. Yeah, there should be 7. Oh yeah, because Hajime's not, Sprite's not there yet, so there's 7 of us. Yeah. Don't
Plus Monami.
Yeah, plus Monami and Monokuma, yeah. Don't just stand there. Stand up and walk. Move forward. Live. If you don't, everyone who fought and died will have died in vain. You can't allow that.
Hey!
So how long are you guys gonna stand around chatting?
Chattering.
Chattering. The class trial is over, so it's okay for you to hurry back to Jabberwock Island. However, the killing school trip will proceed as usual, so make sure you know that.
Wait!
Hold on. How much longer are you gonna keep doing this?
Seriously, how long is he going to keep doing this? How long is this going to continue?
Now then.
Alright, after feeling down for so long, I can finally feel refreshed. Let's hurry back and eat some food.
I guess they're still very hungry.
Hold on a sec. That mood shift was so damn fast.
It's not like that.
Well, you know, it's like Gundam and Nekomaru said. That's what it means to live, right?
Yeah, she's certainly something else. Yeah, an idiot. Who only thinks about her stomach most of the time.
Yeah. But seriously, I'm starving.
Hey.
Then let's go back and eat now and eat. And then after we're full, let's sleep as much as we want.
Right?
And then let's do our best again.
Yeah, you're right. And if I were to rank the 16 students in this game, Akane would probably be in my bottom 5.
Yeah.
Not the worst, or not my least favorite, but she would probably be down in the bottom 5. She'd probably be like my 4th or 5th least favorite.
Yeah.
Not because of being like a bad character, having some flaws that I really just hate in characters, but I think mostly just by virtue of being useless to the plot.
Yeah.
Is mostly why she'd be down there. As opposed to someone like Teru, who I just really hate that type of character.
Yeah.
Like that kind of personality. That's why he would be down there. So it's a different reason.
Yeah.
Maybe after for like the final stream, I'll like do a list of like ranking my favorite characters in this game.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do that. Or maybe like if we do like a bonus stream, I'll go over that.
Yeah.
With this, the class trial has come to an end once again we return to Jabberwock Island. The size of our group has definitely diminished. But despite that, even if it was just the rest of us, we did our best to stay upbeat and have fun together. Of course, our optimism was only superficial. But at that moment, we were able to forget the dark despair looming before us. However, the only thing I was worried about was him. He wasn't there. He suddenly disappeared from our sight. That's not good. Oh, you can actually see inside his room now. We haven't seen it yet.
Looks very normal.
No, yeah, I mean, he is a normal person by most, constraints of the word of terms of his talent compared to the others.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm definitely lucky. I never expected to obtain so many valuable things from a simple game of Russian roulette. Thanks to that, I was able to learn the identity of our true enemy.
Making him look that pale is just
yeah,
crazy looking.
I don't think that's generally how he looks. Like, I don't think he's that. I don't think his skin is that bad normally.
No.
And before everyone else too. But it's just too funny. I mean, no one could tell that I was lying. There's no way that file had just Hajime's information.
See, I called that from the beginning.
Yeah.
I think even when I first played the game, I was like, there's no way a file that big is just Hajime. There's no way.
Yeah.
Especially if it said he's just a reserve corps student. There's no way.
I guess they were too busy with other matters. Or maybe they've reached their limit. Regardless, I was saved. Things would get complicated if they found out. Anyway, I can't forgive this.
Damn it.
This should never be forgiven. There's no way I can let this run loose. I'll be the one who stops this once and for all. Even if it costs me my life.
It's obvious.
For the sake of hope, I cannot ignore this.
Monokuma appears!
Alright, Monokuma has arrived. Who summoned me?
Now then.
Thanks for coming.
What's this?
Why, this is the lonely little Nagito. Are you all alone tonight too?
What's the matter?
So what's up? Your face looks scary.
I see. So you can tell.
Ah, perhaps you found out who the traitor is.
You know me well.
Ah, yeah, the book probably had that information in it.
I don't think that it did.
You don't think so?
I think if I recall what occurs in 5, I don't think that it did.
Yeah, so he probably still doesn't know.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, see, there you go.
Is what I'd like to say, but unfortunately, I haven't learned that yet.
Okay. So it doesn't have that information in it.
I mean, why would he give you that? Like,
Yeah.
Like, why would he give anyone that? Like,
Yeah.
that would kind of screw over a lot of his plans, him being Monokuma.
Yeah. I see. So even you don't know. Huh. Looks like a final showdown is gonna take a little more time.
Hello.
But why'd you summon me anyway? Would you finally gonna confess your love?
Hey.
I summoned you because there's something I really need to ask you. It's about the special prize from the final dead room.
Oh yeah? What about it?
There was information about 16 people in the file I received. But isn't that weird?
Say what?
What's weird?
You don't even know?
Well, there's a traitor from Future Foundation hiding among us, right? Including that person, the total number of students would be 16, right?
Isn't that right?
But this file contains documents that were created at Hope's Peak Academy, right?
Of course.
That's right. I just reused stuff that the former headmaster spent a lot of time making. Oh, him, huh?
Oh, he is dead by this point, and has been dead for a while.
Yeah.
But
if the file even contains information about the traitor, was that person also a former student of Hope's Peak Academy?
Who knows?
I wonder.
Hey.
Could it be? Is this your doing? Did you slip false information into the file? Were you trying to keep us from learning the traitor's identity by obtaining this information?
What's wrong with that? If it's my job to heat things up, it's okay if I do something small like that, right?
Well,
that's not my point.
Right?
My point is you already know who the traitor is.
What's wrong with that?
You're getting all riled up.
Well, you're splendidly correct when you say I knew who the traitor was all along. But even though I know who it is, why do you think I ignored it on purpose? It's just like Monami after losing her magic stick. The traitor's existence means absolutely nothing to me.
Their existence means nothing, huh?
No.
Well, that's just how I feel. I'm sure you guys feel somewhat different. After all, that person is the evil Future Foundation lackey who's putting you guys through this awful stuff.
That's not entirely true. I didn't really come here to fight or anything like that. Indeed, I came here to offer my cooperation, you know.
Huh?
Cooperation?
Hey.
Your purpose is to fill everyone on this island with despair, right? That's why you're intentionally letting the traitor do as they please, right?
Yep.
If that's the case, I might be able to cooperate somewhat too.
Right?
However, in exchange, I want to know who the traitor is.
I see. Interesting. Very interesting.
No.
Obviously, that's a big no-no.
Unbelievable.
I mean, I want to make sure everyone in your group feel despair. That includes you too.
Well,
Well, I knew you would say that.
Besides, I just wouldn't be able to handle the sadness when you inevitably betray me later on.
Just as I thought, you saw right through me.
You're right.
No matter the situation I find myself in, my core way of thinking will never change.
That's true.
Yeah.
He is very unflappable in his beliefs.
Yeah.
In order to create absolute hope that shines brightly, stepladders such as myself and despair exist.
You're right. You're a true believer of hope after all. I must say, that belief reminds me of that person for some reason.
Huh?
Remind you? I don't know who you're talking about, but if someone as worthless as me reminds you of some other person, man, they must be extremely unlucky.
I mean,
Like...
But you're just as unlucky, right? I mean, the fact that you're even involved in something like this.
Wow.
Am I? I actually think I'm very lucky.
Say what?
Huh?
You don't know?
Wouldn't you say that coming across this much despair is another rare opportunity? I can't rely on anyone on this island. That's why I have to be the one who does it. If I can eliminate the despair from this island, I won't be a stepladder anymore. I'll become true hope. I'll become an existence that could even be called ultimate hope.
The two of you are alike. You definitely remind me of him.
Hey,
Hey, there's one more thing I want to ask you.
see?
Who are you waiting for on this island?
Huh?
Looks like I'm right again. You're definitely waiting for someone on this island. Is that person you're waiting for already on this island?
You're kind of breaking up.
sorry. Let me try that again.
It's like your whole mic is like breaking up.
Oh,
Like digitally. It's not like carrying your signal properly or something.
okay, sorry. Sorry, I don't know why it's doing that.
Okay, it seems like it's better now.
Okay, sorry. I was derping around moving the cord, which is sitting by me.
That
Like
might
the
be
cord
it.
like the cord that attaches to my headset into the mic.
Ah,
So I was just doing this. I was kind of
yeah,
tapping
it was
it.
causing the signal to break up.
Yeah, I was tapping it against the actual mic stand. That's what I was doing. That's my bad. Sorry about that.
Is the person you're waiting for already on this island?
Hey,
Well, answer my question.
That's...
If that's the case, if that person is already on this island, wouldn't that be exciting?
Very ominous ending.
Uh,
I mean, it's setting up the penultimate chapter. It's supposed to be interesting. Supposed to be interesting. Five days left. 5.5 days. Chapter 4, Do Ultimate Robots Dream of Clockwork. End. Down to 7 now.
be contented. Oh,
Got the hellhound earrings on.
yeah.
All right, save the game.
So 27.
All right. Well, before we wrap it up, as per usual, we're gonna give our quick thoughts on the chapter. I guess I'll start. Before I say that, I do mean to say, I've mentioned a couple times before that I meant that there are a few deaths I was able to predict. Like there were 2 in the game. Nekomaru's death was one of them. For one, just because the name of the chapter, it kind of implies he's going to be important. And when they start talking about his functions and all that stuff, it's like, there's no way that's not going to mean something important.
Yeah.
And it just seemed like the right point in which I thought they were going to kill him off, just based on what happened to him. So that was one of the 2. That being said, when I first played the game, I struggled with this chapter, actually figuring out some stuff. Like the picture, I don't know why that took me so long. The picture of the outside of the funhouse, I don't know why that took me a bit. And then the whole thing with the deluxe room thing of like figuring out who, shouldn't have heard the noise, that took me a bit. And a couple of other things as well. But I will say this particular chapter, in my opinion, has one of the, I think it's the closest that any killer has ever come to actually getting away with the crime. Because the only reason that Gundam didn't is because Fuyuhiko by chance was in the lounge. If he wasn't there, I don't know if they could have figured it out that Gundam did it.
Yeah.
So I think this is the closest anyone's ever come to actually succeeding.
Yeah.
That being said, and in my opinion, it's one of the most well thought out murder plans that's ever been done in the series. Like he manipulated every rule of the Funhouse to actually conduct what he did, and it all worked together like practically as it should. Now that being said, I think like you mentioned next time, it's harder to feel as much when Nekomaru was a robot now.
Yeah.
And I think like I mentioned last time, the true kind of heartbreak of it comes from the fact that he's taken away after he had come back to everybody after he died the first time or was in danger of dying the first time.
Yeah.
I think that's where the heartbreak, I think, for like the characters would come in. And I think Hajime even says that he just came back to us, now he's gone again.
Yeah.
But in my first playthrough, I didn't particularly care too much about Nekomaru. I didn't hate him or anything. And I grew a better appreciation of him last time we played the game when we did his free times and stuff.
Yeah.
And actually finding out, about his story and all that. And so I actually grew to like him a little better, but he's nowhere near my favorite character. He might be in like he's like in my middle of the group, I think, for me, of like how I would rank the characters. And then Gundam, it's like, this is like the one chapter where Gundam really does stuff that's important. And he does like a couple minor things in the other chapters, but it's like one of the first times he's like really super important. Yeah. And I really like his. I've said before I like his character. I like the way he talks, and I also like his stance of like the whole reason why he did what he did, where it's sort of left ambiguous, where you think you might know, but you don't really know what he's thinking, but you can kind of infer on what his actual thought process was as to why he did what he did. And kind of working with that, and I really liked that aspect of it, and the whole thing with the idea of the chapter with the funhouse changing location, that kind of goes with the other thing I was talking about before with the game of like doing things differently.
Yeah.
And this really kind of laid the groundwork for what V3 did in chapter 4.
Yeah.
Because it does a similar thing as well. And so that being said, it's like, but and the one thing I don't like about this chapter, and this is you guys have probably been able to tell what my problem with it is. It's just I don't care about Akane. I have I have the same problem, like I have this problem a lot of other times sometimes where, when something's supposed to hit at a certain level and you don't care about the character, it doesn't work as well.
Yeah.
And Akane, as I mentioned before, I just don't care about Akane. I don't think she's a bad character. It's just I don't care about her personally.
Yeah.
And when that's supposed to be one of the big kind of focal points of the chapter, like her connection with Nekomaru, and I just don't care about Akane, it's hard to care as much about what's going on. And we mentioned at the end of chapter 3 that it might have been better for the plot if Akane died instead.
Yeah.
Whether that was with the bazooka or instead of Hyoko or however that would have been. But that's really my only gripe of the chapter. The rest of it, like I said, the humor's generally on point. For the most part, there's some pretty funny lines in the trial with Kazuichi kind of getting bashed, and
Yeah.
so that's pretty good. And I think they do a good job at like kind of painting the hopelessness of the situation of just slowly starving to death.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's done pretty well about how
Yeah.
anybody would react to that. And of course, the final dead room also doing things differently as well. So, what do you think about this chapter? Then we'll wrap it up.
Overall, I think it's one of the more creative, ones in the series. Obviously, especially compared to the last chapter.
It's a big step up, I think.
I think, especially with some of the really small details, I think it's probably one of the harder ones to piece together. Stuff like which rooms were soundproof and stuff.
Yeah.
And remembering exactly who was in what room and all that.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely stretches your ability to piece together clues. But if you pay attention, I think they do a good job of allowing you to piece together everything yourself without having to rely on like weird rug pulls or information that was hidden from you until the actual trial. Because some trials, I can't think of one off the top of my head immediately, but we'll do this thing where you're not given enough information until like you're actually in the trial. Then you learn some like new information you couldn't have possibly known before to figure it out. But I feel like they did a good job of like actually giving enough hints that you could actually figure it out yourself without having to rely on like special information.
I think V3 Trial 5 does that.
Yeah.
Because like with like what everybody was doing, you don't find out that stuff until the trial. Like what everyone was doing that night when the murder happened. Or before the murder happened.
Yeah.
But yeah. Sorry to interrupt you there.
But yeah, I think that definitely makes it more interesting and memorable in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Even if the actual daily life is kind of boring just because you are stuck there staring at those weird walls and stuff. But
yeah.
Other than that, I feel like the actual writing and trial and murder sequence is probably one of their more creative and interesting ones.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you feel about the characters as well, but, I voiced myself, so, I mean, I don't know how you feel about that, but, it is what it is.
But, yeah, that's about it, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, everybody, thank you for joining us tonight. We're going to be taking a break for about a week or so from the stream because I'm going to be traveling for a bit. But we'll be back probably at some point next week with chapter 5, which is I think my favorite chapter in the game.
Yeah.
Which I'm excited about because when we actually get to 5, I can actually finally talk about some of the things I've been wanting to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Not everything, but there are some things that are revealed in 5 I can finally talk about. But I said it's one of my favorites. It's one of my favorites in the series, but we'll get to that when we get to that. So next time we'll be starting chapter 5. We'll be, doing that. Thank you for joining us tonight. I have been Mr. Grinchman, once again along with ACP. Thank you for joining us tonight, and good night, everybody.